Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Wizards and Wardrobes. It's gonna be pretty hype. It's gonna be pretty hype. I'm looking forward to the episode a lot. I've lost Zoom. There it is. Before we get into it, let's get into some of our social links. You can check them all out there. Discord, YouTube, Twitter. Send me a DM to get into a game. I've got 40 games between the 23rd of December and the 4th of January to fill. So send me a DM. I'll get you a game. Also, check out the YouTube and the Discord as well. Discord for inclusive community and YouTube for catching up. We have a Patreon where we have free articles and also exclusive content in the way of voice lines and things like that.
So, do you want to be a mage or a fighter? I can show you how to be a shield.
Thank you very much. We are Nerdsmith for the 5 gifted subs. Testing out my new sub notifications as well. Although it only seems one. There we go. Thank you guys. We also have things in merch and what else do we have? We have sponsors in Bird in the Storm Publishing. Go and check out their stuff. They've got t-shirts and mugs. All their proceeds go to charity. And we also have Mage Hand Press as well, who are our D&D 5e sponsor. D&D 5e sponsor? What am I talking about? They are our sponsor who make a D&D 5e expansion in space called Dark Matter. All good stuff. We also have a tweet. Please go and retweet the tweet. We'll get a retweet every 10 Wild Magic Surge. Every 10 retweets, we get a Wild Magic Surge. Sorry, with the mixture of subs and everything, I completely got tongue-tied through all of that. Every 10 retweets, we get a Wild Magic Surge. Please check that out. Let's go around and say hi to everyone. Let's start in the bottom left corner with Tahina and Dale.
Hey everyone, I'm Tahina and I play Forja Flamemane, the daughter of the desert and secrets. I'm looking forward to the training montage.
Fantastic. Next around, we have Talinia, Rachel.
Hi there. I'm Rachel. I am playing Taziel, the Asthma Warlock, and very excited for today.
Fantastic. Next up, we have Chorus in the top right.
Hey guys, I'm Kronos RPG, and I'm going to be playing Red Leaf, the Eladrin Arcane Trickster. I have a head cold, so if I'm a little bit muted, just be aware of that.
Lovely. And in the middle, we have I am Hidama Stewart.
How's it going, everyone? I'm back after not being here for 2 weeks. I have absolutely no idea of what's going on, so that should be fun. But I'm playing Rapture, the Tiefling Wizard, who's been at work for 2 weeks, right? Just been in the bar, right?
Yeah, sure. Why don't we let Tazzy, maybe Falgier and Redleaf update you? So, Dave, this week, we all decided at the end of last week that we were going to do some training, essentially. So, Dave will be spending some time with the Secret in private, Falgier, for a short period. Why in that time, why don't the rest of you go and check up on Rapture and fill him in on what happened in the last couple of weeks? How does the scene look? Where Rapture? I imagine Rapture is back at the hotel, right? Back at the pub.
I imagine that when Dave spends time with the Secret, I'm pretty sure that Tessie is going to look after her bar, and Forja would come with her to talk to the actual owner of the just in her mind, the tree. So she would go for a chat with her leafy friend.
And if Rapture returned in a period where we were away from the pub, Tazi did leave a little note for him.
Yeah. So, essentially, when everything went to black, essentially, Rapture, I reckon you probably would have had a short conversation with your Fey patron. Quite informal, actually. Just a cup of tea and talking about recent events in the Feywild. He's concerned about Blue Tongue being missing.
Okay.
Very short conversation though, really. Then he sends you back. However, it's probably a couple of days. It's at least a few hours later. I'm not sure how much in-game time we've been through.
And then what? I arrived back at
Yep.
at the pub.
You arrived right next to the tree.
Okay. And so it's been what? How long was it for me, and how long was it for them? Was it a couple of hours for them, and it was what, like 15-minute cup of tea for me?
It was
Yeah.
more like a day for us because we slept and then got up and then did all the stuff with the secret and Samuel.
Some of you slept, some of us don't have to sleep
That's
anymore.
true. I don't think I actually had a long. Did I have a long rest? I can't remember. I have.
You had a long rest.
I'll
Oh
say it's a-
yeah. I slept like propped up against you. It was very cute.
Hmm.
So we'll say it's a day for everyone else and then just a few hours for you, Rapture.
Okay. All right then. So I plop back down in the tavern then. Is anyone in there right now?
No, but Tazil, maybe you could read out the note.
So the note was pretty short because I think I had to write it in a rush. And it basically says in Tazzie's loopy handwriting, gone to play house with our favorite guest. Also, Fauja has a date. See you soon.
I just read the note.
Well, because I started writing it and then I thought, oh no, what if they read everything we leave and it could put people in danger? I've got to be really vague. So this note's kind of pointless, but I'll leave one anyway because it's a nice thing to do and he's my brother and I'm worrying.
I know exactly who she's talking about here, though. I just read the note.
And that's why he's the wizard. He's the smart one.
I crumple it.
What? Oh, before you do that, you see a little like, just a scrawled note that says "P.S. I took your room /R."
I see that. Scrumple it up. Chuck it over my shoulder. Immediately go upstairs and start animating most of Redleaf's stuff and marching it out of Redleaf's room out of my room back into a different room where it was. Just tiny servant, leave.
Just like that whole scene from like Sword in the Stone, like
Yeah, it's basically the wizard scene from Fantasia. Yeah, I am Sorcerer Mickey right now.
You
Just
say
like-
you weren't already. That's always how Tazzie's seen you.
What with the red cloak and the blue hat?
Just doing your weird finger motions everywhere.
Uh-huh. And I just spend the rest of the time not caring a world for what's going on with my sister. I'm just getting all of Redleaf's stuff back out into their room. Make sure it's all placed very neatly and everything in a different room. Paint a little sign on the door that says Redleaf's. Looks quite nice. Setting them up with an actual room, but it's not my room. This is my room. They can leave.
Fantastic. So when you guys get back, do you leave? I guess the only sign they'd have that you've returned, Rapture, is that maybe the sound of clattering from upstairs, but also the crumpled note on the floor.
Yeah.
Someone's in Rapture's room. Dash upstairs. Eldritch Blast at the ready.
And I'm just at the doorway.
Paul's right behind her. Her hands ignited.
And there's like a parade of spoons making their way.
Then I guess good. Aha! It's a wizard!
Oh, how did you
I'm
get on?
Rapture.
How did you get on with our esteemed guest?
Quite fine. What about you? Where the fuck have you been?
I just popped out for a cup of tea, so to speak. Involuntary cup of tea. The patron, what was his name again?
Oh, of course. All right. Oh, well, that was what I was hoping was going on. I thought you would look after yourself either way. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure why he chose to speak to me, because
I mean, you're a very likable person.
You're more invested in that than I am, though.
True, I think Redleaf was getting a little bit grumpy about that, actually, so that might be why.
But it was just like, oh, Blue Tongue's missing still, and it was very, but very like old manny style, like, oh, Blue Tongue is missing, and I really wasn't quite sure exactly what was going on or why I specifically should, for want of a better word, care about it.
It's a good point, though. We didn't actually raise that with the secret, the whole Blue Tongue thing, which seems to be connected to this. Do you think Blue Tongue could have a hand in whoever is manipulating that guy whose names I've already forgotten?
Hold it right there. Who is the secret? Or what is the secret?
Oh, it's Farish's dad.
Right. Did you tell them they might want to come up with a better stage name?
I don't think he's interested in sounding cool. It's not everyone's it's not at the forefront of everyone's mind.
You know that is not his real name, right?
Oh, Fauja, when did you get here?
I was right behind your sister, ready to have her back and defend her should more assassins be afoot.
Well, there's no assassins here. Apart from the one in the... Is there still that one in the wine?
Are you aware that you were gone for what amounts to now 6 days?
Well, we've all been gone 5 days. You've been gone a further day on top of that.
Oh, did he expire down there?
No, not quite. We preserved him. You turned him out of the city, didn't you? You let him go in the end.
Yes, I escorted him out.
Well, he's probably dead by now anyway.
Why?
Well, because that's what happens to assassins who try and leave their assassin order, right?
I don't think so.
Funnily enough, my dear sister, I've never really had any sort of run-ins with assassin orders, so I'm...
Yes, but you read books. Frankly, I don't know what you know. Half the time, you seem to know all sorts of things.
Well, I know a lot, and I know very little.
That makes no sense. Shall we actually catch up with what's been going on?
Right, yes, please. Start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start.
All right, so we should probably first cover the ogre downstairs.
That's the one, I'm assuming the one that Dave saved from the hospital. Are they friendly?
Yes.
Yes, they're very friendly.
Can we put them to work as bar staff?
And, well, we were thinking about trying to commission some kind of magical wheelchair, because unfortunately they don't seem to have use of their legs, which is another reason we haven't moved them from the main room. But they've been very good, very sociable with guests. They get on well with people visiting. But we just haven't moved.
We have a plan. People like Samuel, they like to talk, right? And they need someone who's willing to listen. And he seems very happy to listen to others. So.
They're very, very good listener.
And as far as I heard, he's the only one around here that is nice.
Are they a good listener, or are they unable to fully comprehend what's happening at the time?
Oh,
they're very similar.
You could talk to him and find out for yourself.
And besides, sometimes
Samael or the ogre? I'm not quite sure who we're talking about.
Oh, Rapture! Now that's not kind. Samael has been incredibly helpful to us over the last day.
He has healing powers.
I'm sure he does. He also keeps trying to play his damned instrument in my pub.
He's also a harper.
Well, yes, everyone and their mother is a harper in this city.
I am not. I have no clue how to play the harp.
You're not. Our mothers weren't. So that's already disproved that analogy.
You hear just a voice next to your ear, Rapture, just like, I'll have you know we're a very exclusive club, sir.
Is that why you got so easily infiltrated?
Just silence. You don't see her.
I mean, Fauci's the fire elemental, but I'm delivering the burns.
And you do it so well.
Look, all I'm saying is that for a secret society, the Harpers are about as secret. Well, I don't know where I was going with that analogy, but they're not very secret at all.
I'm sorry, Redleaf, but that was unkind. But the opportunity presented itself.
I want to stealth out of the room so they don't hear me stopping down the stairs.
Please do, sir. Please
It's the
do.
softest stuff.
By the
of
way,
all.
I'm invisible because I took invisibility as a spell. 'cause
Oh,
we
you and me both.
leveled
Were
up.
you going down the main staircase or the side staircase?
Why? Main staircase?
Okay, you're good.
Okay. I have advantage on this stealth roll. 25.
Yeah, you're fine. You can stealth away.
I
Right.
stomp stealthily away. Your shit.
So,
Anyway,
so
as
there's
you...
an ogre in there is an ogre in the tavern.
Yes, and perhaps more importantly, and I might have made light of it before you were actually aware of the full situation, the Harpers have been infiltrated.
Yes, what's new there? That's probably happened about 20 times since we've left, so
Yes.
I'm fairly certain ever since the end of the spell plague, the Harpers have been sort of infiltrated every second 10 day. So
Yes, well, along with that, there's
There's
an
a demon afoot.
yes, there's an ancient prophecy that we're meant to destroy this demon, and this demon has possibly not only infiltrated the Harpers, but the Harpers also seem to have control of a large amount of the guild and city, and this includes the Golden Company as well as some others, and they might all be controlled by this drow fellow whose name I've completely forgotten, and I think I'm about to cover it. Did you get all that?
Forsha looks first at Tessie and then at Rapture, and she's like, "Did you cast haste on her?"
no, she talks about that when she's panicked. Drow person, you're talking about Jaraxel.
Yes,
Jaraxel.
that's right.
Right.
He has
Big
a fancy
hats.
hat.
Yes, floppy feather, yes. Harper's, yes, controlling a lot. Ancient demon prophecies.
It might be a demon that we
Rapture
have
Rapture turns towards the camera and goes, "Just another day in the Forgotten Realms, eh, folks?" All right, so there's quite a lot that's gone on. So what part do Samael and the secret have in this? I'm assuming that the secret is related to the fact that Fauja and Dave's friend from the pocket dimension they were in, the demon was their friend's father.
He's not related to them. He's related to me. He's my father.
No, not the secret, the demon, I mean.
Oh yes, he is related to Lucian.
Right.
Born.
Okay. And
He
then
looks a bit like you, you know.
a tiefling.
Yes, he has a
Right.
blue skin and horns.
Blue skin, horns, tiefling, dashing fellow, I'd imagine. So, the
He
secret.
was not that fast when he was running.
You're,
Although he did was a bit cowardly, so you could say that he was good at dashing.
Moving swiftly on.
dashingly on. All right, so the secret. Your father, elemental side or not elemental side?
Not elemental side.
Right.
I
So
got my pointy ears from him.
are they an elf?
Yes.
Right. Well, that
His
does that
name is Ahmed.
right.
Ahmed Joachim.
Not from around these parts tonight. I assume
From
that.
the desert.
From the desert. Your desert?
No, another desert.
Another desert. Right. So
Yeah.
not your desert, but another desert, which is
Yes.
and it's your father is not the demon, but someone else's father is also the demon. I thought I was the one with the strange parentage here. So
I am the daughter of the desert, which is the elemental that created the plane I came from. Okay?
yes.
And he is a mighty, he's a very powerful wizard.
It's strange, actually. It seems that every member of this prophecy seems to have some deep-seated family issues.
I have no family issues at all, I'll have you know.
Well,
You
that's
don't
the
have a
thing.
family. You could call that also an issue.
I mean,
Kinda. And you have a
Uh,
sister.
I have a loving
She
sister.
has issues, so
I had
that's family issues.
you kind
Issues
of have
with the
another sister
demon.
now as well,
no relation.
I guess. Well,
Alright.
you know, we treat them like family.
I treat Redleaf like a friend, which is what they are, and I'm very glad of that. I have no need of more family.
Well,
Are you interested in her when she is a her?
Interested in what way?
boy
Not
here.
the family way.
Not the family. No. No.
I think you snuck down the stairs, right, Redleaf? I mean, we'll come back to you shortly.
No.
Um,
Definitely not.
but,
But I appreciate the questioning and being forward with it. People tend to dance around that subject.
I don't dance. Not often, at least.
I've seen you
Well,
dance.
we'll have to teach you. Or-
Yes, that would. I
Alright.
think I'd like that. We could do like a celebratory dance when the demon is gone.
There we go.
What I'm
Alright.
interested in.
Yes.
Speaking of said demon, they seem to have either manipulating or have made a pact with Jarl Axel.
Right.
I'm now wondering whether this demon is related to the missing blue tongue as well, because that wasn't actually brought up in our conversations.
Well, there's a lot of blue flying around, so it perhaps.
Yes.
Blue
I mean, maybe they
reason.
have. I mean, you've got a blue tongue. I guess most blue tieflings, maybe they do.
Is my tongue blue or is my tongue orange? I can never
No.
tell.
Show us.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
not
my
more
god, did you know
pinky.
it's forked?
It's not forked.
It looks more like a purple, I'd say.
Is it? I don't know. I didn't draw the picture.
I didn't draw him with his tongue sticking out. Oh my god.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
because he's too suave to have his
Look,
tongue.
I'm not going to do a cross analysis of all of your anatomy on paper.
Well, oh, all right then.
How
That's
do we
most
know
enlightening.
that blue tongue is not the demon? I mean, they do have ability
Well,
to change their looks, right?
Blue tongue
So-
could be the demon, but the patron, your sugar daddy, as it were,
I haven't used that word.
Yet?
you have now.
I'm so happy Redleaf isn't here. He's very
They seem to think, hey, look, they may be Redleaf's dad, but they're your daddy.
I don't think they'd like that either. I think there are enough daddy issues going around there for all of us.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, I don't have a father, so I can't really have daddy
That's
issues.
why I'm saying Redleaf's daddy issues are enough for all of us, and Fauja already has her own daddy issues. So really, we've got
I'm
enough
working
daddy issues
on it.
for a family of 12 right now. In any case, there was a plan formulated.
Right. But hold on, let's go back to the blue tongue thing for a second, right? Because you mentioned blue tongue could be the demon, but from the conversation I had with your daddy, it seemed to put the blue tongue in a more favorable light than that, and heaven forbid me forever believing that a demon would be anything in a favorable light.
Well, you have a point there. I mean, I have no idea how Blue Tongue is connected to this. I suggest we keep our eyes open in that regard. In any case, we know that Jarlax is working with this entity, whoever they may be, and
Right.
they probably are a demon, given that painting that was several thousand years old was indeed depicting a demon and like the realms of hell. And
All right, go back.
Yes.
Painting.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's a painting.
In Samuel's house, there's this colossal painting. He said it's hundreds, maybe thousands of years old. There's a demon, and there are puppet strings, and there was a figure who looked a bit like Jarl Axel attached to one of the strings or something. I can't quite remember.
We were there.
All of us were there. It was
Yes.
we were all in the corner. We were all kind of shining. We looked incredibly badass.
Ira and Gus were there as well.
Gus was there, yeah.
Yes.
We were all taking down the demons. So I mean, if the prophecy says we'll do it, I guess we will.
And sorry,
It
you're
never
saying
said
that
we take them down. We just were standing in front of it. So
Well, then the
But-
prophecy says that we're guaranteed to look badass at some point, so that's at least a start.
yeah.
right, that's all that I ever want from my life. But however, the question, the real question here, right? Beyond all of this,
Yes. The real question.
why in all nine hells does Samael have something so grotesque sounding hanging in his house?
It wasn't grotesque. We were all depicted very accurately.
Yeah.
No, come on. All right.
He's a bard. They like the dramatic things.
No, he's
And they
not.
are.
He does not like to do dramatic things. He likes to do stupid things. Samael is a man that walks trousers first wherever he goes.
But you can't argue.
Trousers first.
You can't argue that he does love a good story, and I
What
would be
does that
surprised if he was some bit of a. His family might be somewhat lawking.
Look, the
in some
only
regard.
stories that I found him to like are ones written by Chuck Tingle.
What? I don't understand. What's with this?
Well, I'm sorry, Rapture,
Trailer first.
but the reasons for why he had it aren't completely clear, but it was there. And there is a bit of a plan to go and meet with Jarl Axel, I believe, and try and find out why he's got this pact with the demon, and either persuade him not to have the pact with the demon, or, I mean, we weren't totally clear. We might end up just killing everyone.
I mean, I don't know too much about Jarl Axel, but I'd assume someone who has that much favor would be a little harder to kill.
That's why we're arranging a rendezvous in the docks on a boat. So he can't bring that many henchmen with him. And I think we were going to have, I mean, it's been a whole couple of hours at least since we had this conversation. I think I was going to entreat my patron to try and organize it.
Tazzy,
Yes.
who suggested the idea on the boat? Was it you or was it Jarl Axel?
It was our idea. It was Dave's idea. She wanted to show me what it was like being on the ocean, and maybe we could talk to the elemental out there.
And Jarl Axel, how quick was he to?
We haven't talked to that Jarl
No, we
Axel
haven't spoken
person
to
yet.
him yet. This was
We only saw him on the picture with his hat.
The meeting was a planning session between Samuel, Ahmed, Dave, Fauja, Redleaf, and I, and obviously Gust and Ira were there too. And there was also an old man, but I think he left by that point.
I bet you regret taking that tea, right? You should have come with us. You should not leave us alone.
I regret not asking for another cup, to be honest. Right. So you have a plan to put Jarl Axel on a boat, and also be on the boat.
We are also going to be, and we are purely going to parlay, I believe. Were we going to offer him some sort of a business proposition, or just talk and sound interested in maybe joining him, but actually be lying through our teeth?
I thought we were to intimidate him.
I mean, we can do that, but if he's working with a demon, I don't know how we will measure up to that level of intimidation. I can be scary.
Me too.
I can be very scary.
I can be very scary, yes.
I'm sure I know you can, Taziel, but I'm sure you can as well, Fauja. Here's the thing, right? Two things will either happen when we ask Jarl Axel to meet on this boat. The first of which is he will say no, in which case that's good for us.
Is it?
Yes, because it means that we are stronger than him, because he doesn't want to expose himself. The second thing is he says yes, he wants to meet on this boat. That is bad for us, because it means that he thinks he can take all 5 of us on with but a flick of his wrist.
That was another reason for getting the Archfey involved, to speak to him, because we show that we have a powerhouse on our side. Could be offering a lot of power.
But they said, the others said that he was like a businessman, and that we just have to make him see that it is more, what was the word you used? Profitable for him to cooperate.
And if he cooperated with a being as powerful as the Archfey, there could be significant power and or influence in the Feywild itself in it for him.
Right. Are you aware we're dealing with a crime boss here?
Yes.
Better than a demon.
I've been waiting for this day all my life, brother.
I don't know. Demons are usually quite straightforward in their goals. It's usually death and destruction, burn the entirety of existence, blah, 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 other unpleasantness like that. Crime bosses, they have a much, much more dangerous goal in mind. Far more dangerous than any cause of destruction.
Which is it?
Profit.
So profitable is a bad thing?
Brother, you would know all about that. You're practically an expert.
I am, which is
Are
why
you
I
the
know
crime boss?
the pursuit of profit is nothing but terrible.
You should have seen him when he was 12, Fauja. He was the baddest crime boss in the docks.
Well, you go talk to your friend Jarl Axel then. You can see him a reason. From
I don't have a response to that. To either of you. All right, so we have a plan. Of some semblance, we have a target. We have a middleman in Jarl Axel.
Yes. I do believe there was going to be a period of time where we all hone our skills before we attempt this, I believe.
Right, so this isn't happening right away.
Oh, no, we're not about to dash off right now.
Okay, right, because this is going to take some time to set up. The first things first, I'm going to need to lace a boat with so many arcane trappings that a mouse could step onto it and be blown sky high.
Yes.
Secondly, we're going to need some time to figure out a little bit more about ourselves.
And I need to persuade the Archfey to go along with all of this.
You do need to, so if they can't go along with it, we need to know sooner rather than later.
I also need to persuade the Archfey to give me more power for this.
My father said that he would train us and make us stronger.
Right, that's always good.
I thought
man
your
who-
father was busy with helping Dave train at the moment.
Yeah, but
does he have time
he can
for
train us later.
True.
He promised me to show me some tricks and tell me a bit more about
Um,
the desert.
what happened to that magic item shop we may have liberated?
I don't think exploded is the same as liberated.
Depends upon the book you're looking at.
Well, I still have my magic hat and my magic rod.
Oh yeah, and I didn't get anything from that, did I?
I have a magic rod as well.
You have a magic rod. Am I the only person without a rod here?
I mean,
Yes, you're sadly rodless, my brother.
Story of my life. All right. So this training, do you think there's any way that we could get some more physical means out of it as well as mental means?
What are you planning to learn kung fu or something?
No, I'm planning to steal more magical items.
Right. Well, I am always down for a good grift.
Good, because we're probably going to be doing quite a few.
we could create
How's that?
something ourselves.
What exactly do you think we could create?
I mean, I could create this and I draw my scimitar made out of glass and bone. And I can make this and I show you my armor made out of bone and hide and glass.
As wonderful as both of those are, not exactly befitting me.
I mean, I could make something lighter if you are not strong enough to carry one.
I am plenty strong enough. It's just not my style. I'm not the killing
I
sort.
can make any pattern you want. You don't have to have a phoenix on it.
No, it's nothing to do.
I could make
Fauja,
something
Fau-
in blue,
Fau-
maybe.
Fauja,
In gold? Would you like a tree on it? Like the Fey patron tree. I
Fauja,
can do that. I totally can.
Fauja.
Yes.
It's all very wonderful. It looks beautiful. I love your craftsmanship.
But
I don't think it's of use to me. I'm not very good at fighting.
you said something more physical, right?
I meant stuff you can hold versus in your mind.
You can totally hold it.
You can, but I can't use it. It's better served under your powerful hand than under mine.
I put the scimitar away and pull out one of my daggers. Maybe something like this. It is really small. It's very easy to use.
If you'd ever seen my brother wield a dagger, you'd know we're better off just augmenting his spell casting.
I have exactly. Now,
Shield,
are you-
maybe.
can you
easy to hold.
can you enchant things? Wait, DM, can I enchant things?
Can we enchant things?
Maybe.
Look at-
I don't know. Can you enchant things?
So
I don't
let's
know,
ask
can I enchant
guys has
things?
rules for that.
Yeah, there's a whole player's handbook for this, surely. Somewhere.
I think
Well,
it takes a long amount of time,
It's
right?
a DMG thing.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
You get to
That's a
decide
rabbit
whether
hole.
players can create magic items or not.
For some expense, yeah, I reckon you probably could. Why not?
Awesome.
Cool.
All right. You are aware I'm just going to steal the money required to make this, right?
You think money is expensive? Okay.
Hey, look. If it costs any blood price, we have an ogre who's got a lot of it downstairs.
He's also got the egg downstairs, Fauja.
Dave doesn't have the egg?
Well, Dave can't hold on to the egg while
I just noticed that I was
she's
muted.
practicing.
I'm going to say it again. Don't dare to touch that egg.
All right. There may be a way that we can augment my spellcasting, and it needs a suitably well-crafted base. I think, Fauja, you might actually be able to do that for me.
What were you thinking? And I pull out some of the baubles that I create, trinkets.
How about a gauntlet?
I think I could do that.
Right.
You're not going to cover it in rainbow-colored stones, are you?
No.
In glass.
Specifically, a glass gauntlet. Yes.
I could do that.
With
I'm-
powdered orichalcum in it.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I could try.
All right. If I secure you the materials,
Mhm.
let's try and make something here. It's gonna be a montage.
Okay.
Training
We
montage.
have to do some procuring first, brother, and anything we happen to pick up on the side I might find uses for.
Procuring montage.
Which is just mostly stealing.
Montage.
It's right, I suddenly feel like my deception level has increased.
Certainly better at everything.
Better at deceiving.
So, oh glorious dungeon master,
Yes.
I would like to steal and procure in any way possible from less than scrupulous people. I don't steal from honest folk.
Mm-hmm.
The components to make something which would be akin to a wand of the war mage.
No, see, now there's one thing that your teammates have failed to recap you on.
And what's that?
Waterdeep has been sort of different since you got back.
Oopsie daisy.
Is this a big thing that they've failed to tell me?
Possibly. You know, streets aren't quite in the same place. There's been ruptures all over the place. I think Redleaf might have been the one to remind you. He was the most upset about it. Especially what with finding his harpers torn asunder, as it were. Yeah, you essentially you will be able to do stuff, but it's going to take twice as long as it normally would on account of having to find things.
Okay. How long? How long do we have until we're wanting to enact this plan?
That is entirely up to you.
All right.
Couple of days? Week? 2 years?
Last time you said 3 days.
And how long do you think a wondrous DM would it be to make this?
I'm hastily looking up the rules as we've been speaking.
A lot of it's really quite like DM fear.
Yeah.
I think there is
The
an actual
problem with
like,
there is a rule in Xanatar's Guide to Everything on page 129. It specifies the cost and time, and they are talking about work weeks. The common item takes 1 week to create, and uncommon 2, rare 10, very rare 25, and legendary items take 50 weeks to create, along with 100,000 gold pieces. So
I mean, the gold's not the problem.
no, the gold's not the problem.
it's more time, right?
Okay.
And there are crafting complications.
Crafting, I'm sure Scrap will love all of them.
Yes.
Yeah, I found them. My problem was I'm using D&D Beyond, so I was like, page 129.
All right. Uncommon. 2 work weeks.
Mhm.
Would that be 4 work weeks? I don't think that's worth it.
What will have become of Waterdeep by then?
Exactly. In 4 weeks.
Let's go steal you some shiny stuff.
What is Redleaf getting up to downstairs? He's stealthed away from that burning insult. The recap was more confusing than anything else. Redleaf, what'd you get up to downstairs?
Probably is going to take a little bit of revenge. She knows how Rapture likes to keep the place orderly. So she's going to spend the next 10 minutes just putting food and drinks and glassware in places where they're not supposed to be, just constantly, and making sure that all the chairs and the tables are slightly out of place, and just slightly taking some time to take the door hinges and make them squeaky.
Okay. 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 Cool. So, generally making the place untidy, and minor annoyances.
Hmm. And drinking bourbon because that stung. She's really hurt.
Okay. So, as we go into our montage scene, I'd like each of you to describe how your montage looks. First of all, let's have a group decision on how long we're going to montage for. Each of you will excel to whatever level it was I said last week. Did I say 9?
Yes, you
Yes.
did.
Yeah. So let's
Alright.
let's move on from the. I suppose Rapture's going to discover the minor annoyances first, or Tazzy will, one or the other.
Oh, Tazzie's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, Tazzy Rapture does not care. Rapture hears the doll squeaking. Like,
You
okay.
come into my castle. Move my chairs.
So let's resolve that. You guys finish up your conversation. You head downstairs, ready to enact your plan, having decided how many days, weeks you're going to spend on this montage.
That's a good question. How long are we spending on this montage?
Last week we were saying 3 days, so
3 days.
why not stick with that?
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly why 3 days. I think like in a possibility to set up a meeting or something. I'm not sure. I wrote down 3 days for training
Yes.
montage to get to level 9. That's all I wrote down. I did not specify. Why.
I imagine like the last day for Tazzy will be her probably trying to contact the Archfey to try and convince him to help with their plan.
Are there any useful magic items I can steal in 3 days?
Oh, and I will be helping because I've stock in this as well.
I'm sure we can find out. Make me 3 investigation rolls.
Okie cookie.
Can I help?
How many times did that? Oh, I did do twice. Good. It's been a while. Ooh. 14, 22, and an 8.
Okay. On the help side of things, Tazzy, how would you help?
Well, for example, Tazzy will be doing things like setting up a magnificent fortune-telling booth or like stall outside wherever place that my dear brother is planning to rob, disguising myself with my hat and just doing like tarot readings, fortune readings, and just drawing people from the inside out to be like, yes. And this will probably also factor into the fact that for her ability score increase, her charisma is now hopped up to 20.
Okay, fantastic. So then, in that case, you will almost certainly get. So with your 22 investigation roll, Rapture, you will find one place that has a magic item. It is not a shop or anything as such. It is a wealthy home. A wealthy home owned by possibly a government official or someone like that. But you're getting like a distinct pinging off of the house of strong magical item here.
Okay. And how big is this house?
Let's say 2 stories.
2 stories. Okay. And is it like a manor or is it like a townhouse?
It's a townhouse. It's a townhouse. It's one of their townhouses. You know, they have one for expenses and one for.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Goddamn rich people.
You know what we always said, brother? Eat the rich.
Oh yes, eat them. Yes. Right.
Why not mash them, stick them in a stew?
I want to spend some time out of my 3 days when I'm not reading up on all manner of arcane tomes, watching them, listening to them, learning how they move, how they talk, how they look. Because with my actor feat, if I listen to them for a minute, I can perfectly mimic their voice. And then at the end, I would like to, when I watch them go out, I want to go in, proffering myself as, I forgot one of my things. Go inside, take the magic item, and then just walk out again. And if they
Okay.
go to catch me, I will turn invisible and run away.
Okay, so you're using. Let me get this direction. You're using your actor skill to walk in, getting an unseen servant to grab the item.
No, I am using my actor skill to learn the way they walk, talk, and act. Disguise selfing myself to look like them, so I look perfectly like them.
Yep.
Walking in, grabbing the thing. If there's any security in the way, I will unseen servant to get it. Or dimension door, misty step. List of spells used for stealing things here. If there's any security measures, and then I will either walk out, or if I get spotted and they think it's not me, invisibility out.
Okay, and Tazzy, you're outside creating a distraction, right?
Yes, so once he's gone inside, I might, for example, go to the front door as a traveling fortune teller. I'll have the whole get up and everything. It'd be great. And I would essentially be capturing their attention with these lavish stories of these great fortunes that await them.
Okay. So then, as Tazzy's outside creating a distraction, you're going to have an advantage on your rolls, Rapture. You may choose stealth or performance.
Performance.
Okay.
That's a 20.
Dirty 20, yeah. Yeah, on your 20, you can get all the way in. A few serving people, like, just bob their head at you.
Yeah, sure, thank you.
Yeah, you can head on up the stairs. You can see behind a simple glass case, there is the following magic item. Please roll 1d100.
A 30.
You can see a small golden brooch with what looks like a shield and a flame on it.
All right. Is there any obvious like traps or anything around it?
How would you like to check?
I would like to cast find traps.
That works.
Yeah. Are there any traps?
I was waiting for it to pop. Good question. Well, on find traps, how does it? Is it like a DC or anything like that, or?
I think it's actually called detect traps in this. Hold on, let me.
There is a spell called find traps.
Find traps.
If you're looking for that.
Find traps. It is find traps. There we go. And in fact, it's the wrong character. Perhaps doesn't have that. I just checked my sheet.
It's a cleric spell. I was
don't have that.
wondering
Yeah,
how
I
you
was
do
like,
that.
I was like, I have that. I was like, no, that's the wrong character. So I will just cast detect magic and see if there's any magical traps.
Well, you get a strong ping of detect magic from this brooch and the case around it.
Okay. All right. In that case, then. Can I dispel magic the case without dispel magicking the brooch?
It's one way to find out.
Wait, is there a window in this room?
Yeah, why not? There is. You can hear Tazzy's distraction outside from it.
It's also
Okay.
probably worth saying I did send Ira in with you.
Right, okay.
Not that that really helps, but you have a snake.
Yeah. All right. What else is in this room? Is it like a drawing room style, or is it like a vault, or is it?
This is like a. It seems like this room was built purely to hold this thing. The case is the centerpiece. There's a mantle to one side with a fire that hasn't been lit for several years, and a few other display cabinets around. The display cabinets are mainly full of things like, ribbons for dogs and that sort of things.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have anything that helps here. I don't think. You know what? I am just going. to push the glass case off the top, grab the brooch, turn invisible.
Okay, so as you push the glass case off the brooch, as it hits the floor, there is an eruption of fire. Please make me a dex check. Dex save, sorry.
Why did I think this was going to happen?
That's a good save. With it being behind the table, I'm going to say you can use the table to block most of the fireball.
Yep.
So please take a half of 7 damage. That's not bad.
And halved again because I'm a tiefling.
Half again because
So-
you're a tiefling. There you go.
So 2 or 1. Are we rounding down or up?
Let's see. Round down. Always round down. So 1.
Okay, it's 1. So I take 1 point of damage. And then I want to just smash a hole in the window and run out. Invisible.
Okay. Well, it is.
I don't want to smash don't want to run out of the window. I want to run out of the door. I just want to smash a big hole in the window.
I get you. So, Tezio, you see the second floor window. The glass blows outwards as Rapture smashes a hole in it. But
And
no,
then-
yeah.
Did you take the brooch or not?
I did take the brooch.
Can
But
I just say something as meta pigeon? You have advantages and stuff from chat in their kindness and generosity.
I do.
But we're
Well,
stingy.
But instead, I'm going to fall to the ground in the doorway, disguised as the noble again, and pretend that I've been hurt.
So who is it I've been entertaining? Because that'll probably depend on what I do next.
Make me a I want to put some kind of luck onto this. Make me a roll me a straight d20.
Who's this? Me or Tazio?
Tazzy.
Oh god. I have famously bad luck. Oh god. This keyboard misses out the dash. Okay.
On a 16, you are entertaining the head maid outside.
Alright. In that case, oh my gosh! Oh goodness me! What on earth happened here? Quick, go run and find help! Run and find help! Or he will die!
Make me a persuasion check.
Can it be intimidation?
It can be intimidation if you like. Yes.
Fucking die!
Would you like to use an advantage or a disadvantage?
I would prefer to use an advantage.
Yeah, please.
So this is intimidation. Oh man, I'm so happy I finally get to use this. Come on. Sorry, my keyboard is not being reliable. Okay.
I got a new keyboard recently. The A button sticks.
Well, in my case, about 50% of the buttons stick. Oh, not 20!
Nat 20 it is. She's like, oh, die. People might... And she just runs off down the road towards the nearest... Funnily enough, not towards the guardhouse, which is closer. She runs instead to a Golden Company safe house.
Oh.
We need to fucking book it, brother.
I'm upstairs.
I thought you jumped out the window.
No, I didn't jump out the window. I threw like something out of the window to make it look like someone had jumped out the window.
Okay, sorry. Okay, then I'll just dash inside.
No, stay out there. Stay out there. Because the servant's inside.
Doesn't bother me. I've got my disguise hat on.
Okay.
I can look like a servant. It's fine.
So yeah, I pretend to have been caught up in the explosion and I'm like yelling, he went out there, he's on the rooftops. Rawr.
As you are doing this, Rapture, could you please roll me a Wild Magic Surge? Thank you for our retweets. We are currently up to 27 retweets today. It's going very well.
Right, what number are we at now?
610, please.
This has gone up like almost double since we started. 376.
376.
That's right.
Okay, I will hold on to that one. I'm not sure if it's going to become relevant.
That sounds ominous.
I mean, it might. There's a chance.
That's more ominous.
Cool. So yeah, you carry on with this. There is a person walking towards you. Someone who should not be in town right now. It is the person you addressed as.
Okay, I cast Modify Memory on him.
How does this spell work? Hang on.
All right, Modify Memory. One creature you can see must make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the target becomes charmed for you by the duration, which is up to a minute. While the charm lasts, you can affect the target's memory of an event it experienced within the last 24 hours and lasted no more than 10 minutes. You can permanently eliminate all memory of the event, allow the target to recall the event with perfect clarity and exacting detail, change its memory of details of the event, or create a memory of some other event.
Yeah, sure. So what am I rolling?
I am going to use a natural 20 on that to make you fail. I assume that's the way that those work.
You can use one of my nat ones.
Yes, please. I'll do that instead.
He just. How does it affect him? I imagine he stops gibbering, but you tell me.
Yeah, it's just arms go by his side, and it's like full on, like hypnosis, like eyes are shut, and I'm like, all right. So what happened here is that there was a thief, and I perfectly described Samael, who came in here and stole your brooch. And leapt out through that window and was leaping across the rooftops. I was never here. You did not see me. I wasn't here. And then I turn invisible and leave.
Perfect. That, Charlie, it may not seem like a bad thing that just happened, but oh my golly gosh. Thank you so much for that donation. It's going to be critical. Carry on. So, Rapture, you make it outside with this brooch. I assume during this week you would like to both identify and attune to it.
Identify it before I attune to it.
You can indeed. This is the famous brooch of shielding.
All right. I have a brooch of shielding now.
Whilst you wear it on your robes, you have immunity to damage from the magic missile spell.
Yes. Hey, more useful than you think. And yeah, and then I spend the rest of my time reading up on new spells and everything.
Fantastic. Why don't we go next across to Redleaf? Redleaf, what happens on your training montage?
I mean, to be honest, most of the stuff that Redleaf learned was self-taught, so she goes to the library, checks out some books, and probably spends a couple weeks just going through a haze of drinking, eating, and up in bed with her spell books.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So while
So basically it.
while you're at the library,
Mhm.
you will notice that guards in golden armor take over the watch. Normally, guards stand outside the library to protect the knowledge contained within. Lots of magical power in there. And as you enter, the first day you enter, there are general watchmen out there. But by the end of this time, the Golden Company seem to have taken over.
Okay. In that case, part of the training is her trying to. She goes to the library. Whenever she takes breaks, she's gonna annoy the fuck out of the guards in the front gate. And by that,
How do you do so? Yeah.
yeah. So she's gonna make it the worst possible post they've ever had. Let me see what spells I have. Well, I do have invisibility and spider glide now. Most of the time, it's just going to be small things like using Mage Hand to pick up a small little bit of stone and throwing it at their faces, like ting, ting, ting. There's also going to be points where she's going to take her mage hand and is going to swap things between their bags or their belts. So they accuse each other of trying to steal stuff. And there's also going to be times where she's also going to use stuff like silent image to play tricks on them, pretend that they see someone being stabbed nearby, but when they go to investigate, there's nobody there. She's gonna go invisible and pretend to be a ghost half the time, and just do a random nonsense, just like probably at around midnight. She's just gonna say a couple words to them, just like, "Beware the Red Death," and then just leave it at that. You know.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, and you can level up as you wish, as you see fit. Whilst you're outside and near the library, can you please roll me a wild magic surge?
Shit. Okay. So how much is it?
610. 1d610. Right. 28 retweets now. So close to 30.
89.
An 89. So, on your last day, you feel the tingling of wild magic hit you as you are in the library.
Okay. I look at myself. Just discreetly. Try not to cause too much noise.
Nothing seems to be wrong, but you can see the guards outside waiting to be teased on your way out, as always.
Oh, I would try to make sure that they didn't know it was me.
Oh, yeah.
You know, since it's the last day, I think Redleaf would want to mark this momentous occasion. And before she came, she would have gotten 2 rather large meat pies and put them in her bag, which have since gone like ice cold.
Okay, yeah.
And it's going to go invisible. It's going to start climbing up part of the walls. And just going to use her mage hand to grab the pies and just toss them on their heads.
As you step out the door to climb the wall, the door is in fact a portal.
Shit.
You appear in the sky.
Huh?
About 200 feet above the Waterdeep docks.
I scream.
And fall. And that's just karma getting its own back on you. You hit the water and you get wet. You get real wet.
Damage, because 200 feet is pretty high up, and it's water, but you still that kind of height.
And you can take some damage if you want to take some damage.
I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
Why not?
you're like hitting concrete from that height.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be alright. I'll roll something up.
Okay.
26 per 20 feet. How much health you got at the minute?
I have 58.
Oh, that's not too bad.
That's 60 meters. Good lord.
Ow.
There you go. Take half of that. You take 15 damage.
Can I use either uncanny dodge or my new ability, which is where I can do
If you can narratively describe to me how you uncannily dodge this sea that you fall into, I will let you have it.
Well, uncanny dodge is when an attacker hits you with attack, but evasion. Oh wait, there's no dex saving throw. So no, I just take it and just like belly flop into the cold, icy winter just harbor. Just they just kind of sink a little bit.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. You hit it hard. You sink a little bit. And you take an amount of damage from the water. Yeah. You're not gonna. It's not gonna literally be like hitting concrete though. As I just said in chat, this is fantasy. So you're not gonna die from this. But yeah, bit of fun. You get wet. You get hurt a little bit. You can heal that back up in the week, and you complete your training.
Did they still get hit with the pies, or am I just stuck with like soggy bag filled with soggy cold pie?
That's up to you.
I would like to think as I went through the door, I threw the pies at them.
Okay, sure. Yeah, they got hit by pies,
Okay.
and you got hit by the sea.
Okay, that's fair.
Tazzy, what does your montage look like?
So start with obviously Tziel is going to help out her brother, but then I think probably on the second day, Tazia will go out and she heads back to the rough streets around the docks that she was very, very familiar with. And she wants to spend some time just like listening to all the various like stories from the people who live there where she used to live regarding Jal Axel, just kind of using all that charisma as best she can, like to charm people or like intimidate people if they're already like a bit assholey, and just like try and learn everything she can prior to going into what they're about to do.
Okay, why don't you give me a history check?
Now, history checks. Can't it be a social thing if she's getting it out of people?
Depends who. Who are you asking?
People she can. I mean, she will be disguised while she does this, but people she can easily kind of sink back into and talk to easily. People who are happy to accept people who come along just for a conversation, for some company that isn't like looking down on them.
Okay, yeah, sure. Why not? So why don't you use some persuasion and I'll roll history checks for the people you interrogate.
Okay, I would like to burn one of my nat 20s on this. That's okay.
Yeah, sure. Let's go for yeah, okay, so you've 100% persuaded them. But unfortunately, this person, they tell you things. They tell you lots of things about Jal Axel. He's got horns for ears, and he can breathe fire. Back in the olden times, him and his band, the Bregan Death, they actually took over Menza Berenzen, and now they rule the Underdark.
Okay.
If you'd like to make a counter history check, you can see how valid his claims are.
Alright, why not? Let's do it. History is so good. But I don't want to use up any more of my stuff because who knows what happened. Let's go pure luck. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell that his claims, you know enough about things to know that he's blagging it.
Oh well, even so, she probably spent some time wandering around. And then towards the latter half, she would try and contact the Archfey to essentially propose this plan to him. And also, like, hoping to do a bit more training.
Okay. Sure. You can. I feel like this is you trying to get double down on your pact with your patron, right? So I feel there should be a way you can do this. How does it look when you try to contact them?
I think I would go to the. I'm going to go to the top floor of the Fey Patron, and I sit in the branches of the kind of the great tree, which sprouts out through the rooftop bar garden of the pub. And she's kind of sitting in the upper branches, like kind of a ways removed from the pub itself. And she's, I guess, just like nestled there in the branches and the leaves, just almost kind of sleep meditating.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And
Curled up.
after a while, as you're sleep meditating, you hear the yes in your ear. It's sort of muffled.
Archfey, it's great to speak to you again. Thank you for looking after Rapture for me.
Really look after tea.
Tea is always good. And now listen, we might have found a connection to this whole blue tongue thing you spoke about. And well, it might be connected to a drow named Jarlaxle and something to do with a demonic overtaking prophecy. We were wondering if perhaps we could petition your assistance in our endeavor to try and break this connection Jarlaxle has to this figure, which may indeed involve blue tongue.
A what? An ancient... what?
Demon? Possibly? I don't know. All we want to do is get a audience with Jarlaxle, and we think the best way to achieve this... Well, he's a businessman, you see. We want to tempt him with something that would coax him into considering parlaying with people as unimportant as we are. And, well, we thought that perhaps your word might help with that. At least proof of your presence and of your power, of course. That might persuade Jarlaxle to consider speaking to us.
Jarlaxle, even I have heard of in the Feywild. But demon prophecy I know nothing about.
Well, there was... You are faintly familiar with Samil if you spent some time in the pub? A rich young man, very flamboyant, more so even than Rapture.
Oh, the secret harper.
Yes, that's the one.
The one who actually keeps it secret or tries to.
Yes, which, you know, is ironic. Everyone does dick on him a bit, but no one really guessed, so...
Yeah, it's his cover. He acts the arse, I guess.
No one suspects an arse. In any case, there was a painting in Samil's house that depicted a great demon or devil of some sort with puppet strings all over the city, some of which were connected to a figure I believe we identified as Jarlaxle. But more importantly, myself and my compatriots were pictured in this painting, which was told to be thousands of years old, facing up to this great demonic creature. We're not sure where this path leads, of course, but we were hoping we could petition you to at least set us out on the right one.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I can help you any way I can. All I'm saying is that an ancient prophecy involving Jarlaxle.
Yes, and a demon, and myself, my brother, and the other ones we travelled with that you met.
Well, seems a bit far-fetched to me.
Well, prophecies always do.
No, I mean more far-fetched than most prophecies. I know most of them, unless this one was created sometime while I was sleeping. I know nothing of it. I don't know how I can help you with Jarlaxle either. He's a greedy bugger. I can gift you things that you could sell. Money will be the only thing that works you into his good graces.
Not even power?
Perhaps not the sort of kind that I can offer. He's not one to make a pact.
No. But at least saying that we have one such as you at our back would make us at least a more serious party with which to entreat, surely. It might at least make us seem a little more worth paying some attention to, that we could procure something of business interest to Jarlaxle.
I will grant you a boon. Find out what it is that you need that will be of interest to Jarlaxle, and I will do my
Right.
best to grant it to you.
Thank you. And I was wondering if there was, as we go into this, if there was anything else you could teach me. I don't know what's going to happen. We have a meeting planned, but it might all go to shit.
Ah, well now we're talking, Tazzy. Why don't you come back to my realm for a little bit and we'll teach you some things.
Excellent. Well, I'll just let the others know. I won't tell, well, maybe I'll say something else to Redleaf. He's quite sensitive about all this, you know.
Yes. Probably because of the age difference.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about that later, but I will at least tell Rapture. Yes, I'll tell Rapture, then he can tell Redleaf and deal with that himself. Anyway, yes, I will hop through the portal, soon. See you later.
And
guess.
you can go and learn. You can go and learn things from your sugar daddy.
Yay!
And return with new knowledge.
The power to destroy.
Fauja.
Yes.
How does your montage look?
um, I imagine that Faja, for one, is going to train with her father because he offered her to teach her some spells, right? And how he managed to prolong his life the way he did. And so she would like, I think she would like to spend some time with him. And she would also like to, she's very intrigued by that firestone. So she would like to examine it, and if her father allows, she would like to take it somewhere where she doesn't, is not in any danger to burn down his workshop. Maybe she can learn something about its fire nature, and she has controlled fire, so maybe she can direct it so it does not blow everything to cinders.
Yeah, okay. Well, essentially, this is these are artifacts that the Secret has been hoarding for years. Probably the reason he's kept them so secret and encouraged the fear of magic. These are almost certainly the most wondrous items you have ever held.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
This is the true spirit of fire. Even you could not contain it, but you could use it to enhance yourself.
Oh, how would she do that? And would her father allow it?
Well, no. You could indeed. I have cast all sorts of spells through years of study, but I would not recommend that you use this in such short notice. Perhaps if you had several months to dedicate with your enhanced fiery abilities, then perhaps.
Okay.
For now, I think it best if we leave these to me, but there are still things I can teach you.
Okay. So, like what?
And I turn back to Tahina and her character sheet to tell me, like what?
Yeah, so her father will teach her. He's a necromancer, right? Because I, as Tahina, am pretty certain, or I suspect that he's a lich, because I think that the vial that he gave her is a phylactery. And I choose for Forja to take a feat called Magic Initiate Wizard on level 8, and he can teach her the most useful and common arcane cantrip there is, which is prestidigitation, and then for necromantic magic, Toll of the Dead, and to protect her, shield. So those are the 3 spells I selected from the wizard spell list to reflect her father's teaching in the workshop when she spent some time with him.
Yeah, he can teach you those things.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't teach you so much things that he can do himself. He instead takes what you already know and tries to help you build on it as he would have done himself.
Okay.
Much like Redleaf's self-study, that is how he also learned. So he is rather like, yes, I see that small flyer thing you do. Perhaps we can expand it. More those sort of teachings than anything else.
So she could also basically have some feedback from him in order to strengthen her druidic abilities, because I'm going to stay pure druid. And I'm going to learn conjure elementals, minor elementals, and normal or major, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just conjure elementals, and control water and polymorph. And I also learned reincarnate and mask cure wounds, insect plague, wall of stones, all the stuff that you get when you're a desert druid. And I imagine her, she comes from the desert, so she's very well attuned to that landscape. And now that she's in Waterdeep, last time she was at the ocean, she tried to talk to it. And if she is left to her own devices for a certain amount of time, she will also try to do that. So she would basically walk through the neighborhood and talk to plants and animals. And she would sit on a rooftop, maybe with other members of the flock, if we could find them or if they were there. And her wild shape ability gets stronger, so she now can fly when in wild shape. And when she transforms into, it's basically the stats of the giant eagle, but it looks like the phoenix that has been carved into the stone wall, and it was on the glass sphere that she has been born from.
Yeah. So narratively, you need to see the animals be able to turn into it. So I'm going to say you see it in your dreams.
Oh yeah, she dreams of the phoenix rising, right?
Yeah. Dreams of the phoenix rising every night, and sure enough, it works. You can.
So basically, on the second night or something, when they climb up on the roof, Dave and the egg and she and maybe some other members of the flock, they stand there and they sing "Up on the Roof." And instead of just jumping and waiting for the feather fall to hit her, she will burst into flame and transform into phoenix and soar through the sky. Together with Dave, who can also fly. So they take the egg.
And when do you do this flying?
Right.
Mostly at night?
I'd say, I mean, we all normally climb up on the roof in the evening, so it would be when the sun is setting, right?
Okay. So.
Oh god.
Having taken all your feedback, here is my interpretation of what happens in the next 3 days. Samuel's house is set upon. He's basically put under house arrest. They accuse him of theft and worse. They tie him into several of the big things going on now to do with the guards going missing, guards being killed. They've implicated him with a lot of it, based on one governor's insistence that he saw him in his house stealing a wondrous item. The Golden Company are antagonized. They are brash. Several people are on several different posts, and quite a few of them report being antagonized by people throwing stones when they aren't looking, and hitting them with cold meat pies and that sort of thing. At several different outposts. Redleaf's actions are not alone. Several of the town's young ruffians, youths, take up the idea, and they are generally disgruntled. Guards have been being killed left, right, and centre, but the Golden Company begin to insist on a curfew. They insist on a curfew that everyone should be in their beds before evening time, because of the Red Death. This is clearly related to the Firebird that flies in the sky at night as of recent. Taking the guards from their watch posts and killing them, and only the Golden Company can save the town.
I'm very disappointed in all of you.
Meanwhile, in the Feywild,
Meanwhile, in
It
the
wasn't
Feywild-
me. I don't know what they're talking about.
Red Death, that's basically like some kind of tag name.
oh, Redleaf, I forgot to tell you. The last 3 days, your dad has been showing my sister how to master her new rod.
That music timed or what?
Rapture. Darling. My dear friend. Who I've known for quite a few years. If you insinuate anything sexual between my father and your sister, no amount of friendship is gonna save you from me carving you up with this knife. So, do you want to repeat that?
I don't know. Tell me, oh dear sister of mine, what did happen in those 3 fateful days?
But slam the knife slowly into just the top of the
Oi!
chair.
My tables!
That beautiful sunlit Feywild beach.
You do have
Just
amazing
start
pictures over there.
wiggling the knife so bits of wood just come off of the table.
I mean, I would love to show you some of the new spells I've been working on, but they would probably all destroy the pub, and I'm not really up for that. Oh,
Wow.
I forgot. I can do some things though. Let's see. Yeah, actually, it's probably best I save them. You know, I can't do these things very often.
All right, well, we'll sort that out later. For now, though, for the poor table's sake, I feel that we adjourn this conversation until a less brittle environment is around us. That
Yeah, Redleaf, stop breaking my fucking stuff.
It's a table. Be
God,
fine.
where did your dad not teach you manners?
I mend the table.
Honestly,
Redleaf is just gonna leave in a huff.
Treatment of guests.
But before Redleaf leaves, gonna use Mage Hand, and she's going to attempt to try to give Rapture the most painful wedgie that he's ever had.
It's more of a boxers kind of guy, so
My God, Redleaf, you should act more mature like your father.
Come now, Redleaf. Come sit back down. It's
First of all, fuck you both.
look.
Second
wait.
off, I'm going to bed. And
No,
she,
come back, Redleaf. Come on,
We're
down.
just
Come on.
playing with
We're-
you.
we're-
no,
we're
she leaves. She leaves. Like she fucking leaves.
Oops.
Well, wait. I know where Redleaf's room is, right?
Yes. Should we take her up something nice?
No, I wait a bit. I wait, listen for the sound of Redleaf going into the room, and then I fabricate a hole in the floor and drop them back down.
I would like to try to not go through the hole.
Come on, no, look, Redleaf. We
I
just
want to
talk
catch onto the sides. Like, no.
Redleaf, come on. I'm not doing
No.
this to annoy you. All I need to do, we need to be together.
I'm
right now.
allowed to have my space.
You are, but
Rapture.
right, and I will give you. Redleaf, I'm going to be sincere here for a moment. I know this is a rarity, but
I'm
right
staying
now,
like this in the hole. I'm not going down.
that's fine. That's fine. You can do whatever you want right now. But right now, we need to put aside. You're right. We shouldn't have made those jokes. Right now, I apologize.
I'm sorry.
Right now, we need to put aside these differences and these japes. We have an important job to do. After all, it is to my knowledge that we are prophesized to defeat something. And
That's
who
true.
am I to not get involved with prophecy? It's,
Haven't you-
after all, the plays of the gods.
I mean, the children of prophecy should really be good friends. And you know it's not like that. I'm just teasing you, I promise. 100%.
Yes. We can work out your
It better not be.
issues with us there afterwards. Can I fix the hole in my floor now? Are you up
Just
or you
gonna
down?
Go up the hole again.
All right.
You can fix it now.
I closed the hole up. Resisting the urge to make it hallucinatory terrain. So that
If
it's
you're
not
the
actually
door
there.
upstairs lock.
I'm gonna go make some amazing food. Because that's one of the only things that tends to bring Redleaf out of these huffs. I'm
Yes.
gonna make the best dinner I've made in years, and we're all gonna have a family fucking dinner.
Only two of us are related, but
That's not what I meant.
you almost like a giving thanks for our friendships. A Thanksgiving dinner. That's this week, right? I don't know American
know.
holidays.
Possibly.
Yes, it's this Tuesday.
Is it? Is it this Thursday? There we go. Topical.
They're like very ignorant.
Yeah,
Either way, it's going to be a great dinner, and we'll have to make sure Fauja and Dave are there as well. And maybe we should invite Fauja's family. Maybe we should invite Samil if we can sneak him over.
yes, of course. We should invite Samir. What a terrible thing has been befallen him these past few days. The Golden Company are very, very quick in their judgments, aren't they?
I don't know. I come back from the Feywild and everything has gone to complete shit.
Yes. Welcome to Waterdeep, dear sister.
I mean, the shit wasn't that deep when I left.
Depends on which part of Waterdeep you're in, really.
Oh, trust me, I know the deepest, some of the deepest shit cesspits in bloody Waterdeep. Ugh.
All right. Well, right
Anyway,
now,
we're having a family dinner.
I'm sure Redleaf can hear us right now.
Redleaf, we're having a family dinner and you're coming.
I'm not hungry.
No, Lord.
Oh,
isn't it?
you will be.
Oh, dear. Right, just leave it for now. Last thing we need to be doing right now is arguing. There are, as I'm sure Dave and Fauja would both say, there are, well, they'd say assassins afoot, but there are things afoot.
There are. This is why we need to get everyone together, and we need to. I need to stop being mean to Redleaf. I did take that a little far.
It's all right. Look, it's fine. You know, we're in a stressful situation. Everybody's tempers are a little more raised than they would usually be. And people respond to these things in different ways. But for now, I think it best if we hash out exactly what's going to happen, as we appear to have lost our bait. Were they bait? Was Samael bait?
Has Samuel been captured, or is he evading the law?
No, he's under house arrest. It's what happens to rich people when they break the law, is instead of going to prison, they got put under house arrest.
What's with that? I mean, is it that
Well,
hard for us to sneak him out, bring him to a team meeting?
Probably not, but the question lies, is it worth possibly incurring the wrath of the gold company?
I mean, it might be that the time to sneak him out is when we actually need him for the plan. It might be that for now,
Right.
he stays where he is.
I would rather sneak him out once than twice.
Right, that sounds good. In that case, I suppose we need to make sure that Dave, Ahmed, and Fauja are here and ready to go.
Where
Yes.
is Fauja right now? Let's use that as a narrative pan across. Fauja, where are you?
I suspect that she is sitting somewhere close to the harbor. There must be a place where there is sand or rocks, right? Where there's not just the dock for the ships, but a place where you can basically wade into the water, right?
Yeah.
So she is at a point of her studies where she learns the control water spell, which is a level 4 spell for a druid. And she has taken off her shoes and pulled up her pants and is standing about shin deep in the freezing cold Storm Sea. No, not Storm Sea. What's it called? Sword Sea. Sword Sea? Yeah, I
Mhm.
think. Sword Coast? Yes, it's the Sword Sea. And is standing in there, and she's watching the waves coming, and she's still trying to familiarize herself with the whole water element. She had been several times on the plane of water, and after she saw this wondrous legendary item her father had shown her that pours out this water, that fascination has been renewed. And so she's standing there and watches the waves. And sometimes when you're standing on the sand in water, and you can like pull your toes in like you're making a fist, right? And you can feel the wet sand, and she's doing that. And she is it's okay if I sing a song.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not taking a level in Bard. So she's standing there, and she hums to herself and remembers what it was like in the desert when she was creating glass. And now she's standing here in this freezing cold water. And she has seen several fishes now on the shore and familiarized herself with this element. And she is singing in primordial, which we decided is German. Just because.
Makes things easy.
Why
yeah.
not? It makes it easier for me. So she's standing there and taking deep breaths, looking out at the ocean, and sings. Erde, meine Mutter, Himmel, mein Vater. Erde, meine Mutter, Himmel, mein Vater. Feuer, Wasser, Erde und Wind, ich bin. And she repeats that several times, and then she transforms into this big silvery glinting fish and dives into the ocean and goes for her first swim in her new wild shape with swimming abilities.
Fantastic. And I imagine it's a lot like the desert at night at 1st. That cold takes you. But yeah, you can have a pleasant swim.
Yeah, and after a while she swims back. Then she uses control water to shape the water, make the waves go higher, and then make the sea like glass, like a mirror to reflect the stars. And after a while, when she has enough playtime and is getting really hungry, because swimming, if you are not used to swim, it makes you very hungry, especially if you have to work against the current to get back to the shore. She waits out of there, and thanks to her father's new magic, she dries herself with precipitation. And walks back towards, or flies back. Let's say she flies back as a bird towards the wherever she saw the others last, either Samuel's house or the Fey Patron, to check in on Dave's studies with the secret. And
On
the
your
others.
way, you see a Golden Company man pinning a notice to a board.
Oh. She would wait till she would basically fly in a loop, and as soon as he's gone, she would go down there and grab that piece of paper and fly away with it, taking it to the others, because she knows that those people, they are under the command of Jal Excellent, they are important, so she would want to know what it says and takes it with herself.
Perfect.
And brings it to the others.
To Rapture and Tazzy.
And Dave and Yek, or if they are still in this workspace in the pocket dimension, then she would bring it first to the others, like Redleaf and Tazzy and Rapture.
Samuel's house is currently unavailable.
Under watch, so she would go to the Fey Patron then.
So Rapture and Tazzy, let's wrap up your scene. You were talking about food and such. Is there anything else you wanted to mention before Fauja walks in?
Not really. Only that Tazio has started to cook a bit of a feast for everyone, hoping that she can get everyone together before we can properly discuss final planning.
And Rapture is markedly staying out of the kitchen. Because don't get in the way of that.
My pocket dimension.
Fauja, you enter the pub. You are muted.
Sorry about that.
It was wonderful mime though. It was great.
Yeah, I was transforming myself back. So fire erupts and she's in her humanoid form again. And holding that piece of paper, she looks at it. And can she read what's then?
Oh yeah, it's in common. Yeah.
Okay, so she just takes a quick glance, like, oh, maybe the others should see it as well, and goes in there. Every time she comes, she first passes everyone by and bows to the tree and gives it a soft pat on the on the bark because, as I said, she thinks the tree reigns here. And then she goes back to Tassie and says, "Roof mistress, I found something, Tassie."
Oh, let's have a look.
The headline reads, Harper's against the city. Known terrorist, it reads on, known terrorist Samil admits to being part of Harper's. They have been the culprits behind the disappearances of several guards and important persons, maids, and innocent persons. The Golden Company are here to keep you safe and protected. So on. More propaganda, essentially.
Fauja, can you gently keep the dinner warm? I just need to run up and see Redleaf.
Yes, of course.
Gently.
The last line, as though it's not even important, reads, Samil's execution to be on Thursday.
Rapture, Redleaf, I know you didn't want to come out, Redleaf, but it's really, really, really important. Really, really, really important.
I told you, I'm not hungry.
Well, you're also a terrorist now, apparently.
Oh, good. Always wanted to be one of those.
Please come out. Please. Please, 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 please.
What?
Come downstairs. I've made dinner.
I'm not hungry.
I don't care. You need to
And
eat.
you just hear a growl. Like, ooh.
Redleaf, please. I have your best interests at heart, and I've cooked something you'd like.
Wow.
Please.
I'll get something later.
Well, we also need to discuss the fact that Samuel's going to be executed. And I show him the letter.
Fucking what?
I know, right? That's exactly what I said. We need to discuss this.
Camille? But he wanted her to fly. He's the most dashing, caring.
Well, depends on your taste. But, I mean, either way, we need to discuss this. Please come downstairs. We can eat at the same time.
Snatching the paper. This is horseshit.
No, it's paper. Come downstairs.
I could turn it into horseshit right now.
And then one of us could turn it back. I'd rather we allow everyone to read it before someone turns it into something else. There are too many casters in my pub these days.
She'll head down silently, still reading the paper. She'll grumble the entire time, just like.
I lean over and give her a hug.
I'm gonna gut them for this.
I think we want to turn it gutting them. Now come along.
So,
I will end up going downstairs. I will snap. Well, actually, no. Redleaf's got the paper. So, Rapture, are you downstairs or in your room?
I'm downstairs.
Rapture, I think the time scale on this mission of ours has just picked up a notch.
Why is that?
Redleaf is not Redleaf. Goodness no. Samuel is scheduled to be executed. Did the letter say when and where?
And when?
Where we at?
But did it say where?
Not where, but when, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is there something like a marketplace where that usually is
Is it going to be a spectacle?
most
There's
likely,
there's
right?
no other information about it. They've added it almost as though it's a footnote, as though it's not in any way important.
Right, well, I think we know what we need to do.
It'll probably be done near the Golden Company's offices, I'd imagine.
Somewhere secure.
Somewhere where they can make a spectacle out of it. Security won't come into it. They want to make a show of force.
But then why make it such a tiny footnote, the actual execution itself, unless they actually do want to keep it quiet?
Well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Or rather, we won't, because we're probably not going to let it get till Thursday before this is all resolved.
Exactly.
Just Samael gets on my nerves. He's not exactly wanting of death. Although I do feel like I may be wanting of it after one of his performances.
You're such a critic.
I am. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Anyway, let's discuss this over dinner. I am hungry. And I will serve up dinner to everyone because it's important everyone eats.
I would like to add that while you are gone and taught me to keep the food warm, she did keep it warm and she did toast everything. And she also spiced up everything desert style. So it all
I
tastes
said gently!
it all tastes now like toasted and grilled scorpion. Because she has such a neat new spell now.
I prestidigitate so heavy over my own meal, just like,
Yeah, same. It's like when someone's like, "Oh yeah, I made you food," and you take one bite, it's terrible, so you just cover it in
a
condiments.
single tear runs down. I spent all afternoon on that beef.
It looks fantastic.
Red Leaf is going to stealthily just kick Rapture in the shin at the table and be like, "It's wonderful, isn't it, Rapture?"
It is indeed, yes. Not to my usual taste, but one should never turn down a good meal, and especially not a free meal.
I've cooked meals for us for years.
Look, it's a stressful situation right now.
It is.
It's
And I always
fine.
find that food helps to diffuse a stressful situation.
I am very sorry. I can change the taste back.
No, it's fine.
Fine. Thank you for watching over and thanks for helping me.
Yes.
It
Right
tastes
now.
like in the desert. And we
Does it
all
now?
are, yes. You know, you were all very kind and we helped each other. So we are kind of like a clan, right? We're like a war band, like a tribe.
I'd say
A-
that's a good way to put it. I think family
A
is
band. That's what we are.
We're a
War
band.
band.
Yeah. not like an adventuring band, except we've not really done much in the way of adventuring, but it's
The Feywild was a bit of an adventure.
Yeah.
no, that was a nightmare masquerading as rainbow.
But in a way, we are going to war. We might not end up fighting, but and just battle with words, right? If we do it
Well,
right. But
Well,
we
I-
are like a war
That
band.
was the plan, but if we're going to break Samael out before his execution, I do not doubt there will be some degree of fighting, and I am looking forward to it.
Portia raises her hand and there's fire dancing around her face. I'm okay with that. I like the sharp things better after all. But we could be like a war band, right? We could have our own banner and go into this adventure. into
As
this-
much as I would love to proclaim ourselves with a banner, I think this is going to be a mission of.
We can have a secret banner. We
Oh.
don't need really to have a big banner. But
I can make us a banner if you want.
We should have little patches sewn, into our clothes.
No, I
Dave
can
always
literally
says-
make us a banner.
Dave always says we are a weird tent, but I think we are almost too many for just one tent. So I think warband is much better.
Warband.
A weird tent what's a weird tent?
Why?
Well,
do
we were only 3 people the last time we talked about that, and you need at least 4 poles for a good tent. So if you're only 3 people, then the whole metaphor doesn't really. It kind of falls apart. That's why we were a weird tent, right?
I'm
But
sure
we
you
are
can
way
make a
more.
tent out of 3
Makes
pills.
Why do
But
we
we are
need?
more. I said we are a war band.
What?
Now
I-
eat.
I'm not a soldier. I don't see why. I'm so
Or a
confused.
tribe.
I'm not really a soldier either.
Don't worry, we're all fighting our own little wars.
We are united by a common goal, right? We want to free the city of Waterdeep. We
Yeah.
want to get rid of demons. And when we're done and we're really strong, Dave and I will go to the desert and do the same thing there. We will free it from demons.
Well, if all goes to plan, perhaps our axe will free the desert as well.
Yeah, that is true.
Maybe.
If it's the same demon, it will help, right?
Well, there's only one way to find out, and we have how many days? What day is it? What year is it?
2 days.
We have 2 days.
2 days, and in order for our plan to get off without a hitch, we need to break Samuel out.
We do need to break Samuel out.
And despite what you say, Samuel is our friend.
Oh
And
yes, of course. I never want anything bad to happen to him.
I know.
My father likes him. We need to save him.
I
And he
just
has
want to-
healing magic, and he didn't do anything wrong. I don't think that he would, at least not what they tell he did. Right?
Alright,
It's very
so-
nice.
First things first, how do we find out where Samuel is hidden? I'm all for kidnapping a Golden Company guard off the street and frankly beating it out of him. I don't know about you guys.
Right, but
Isn't he still in his house? And we could go there and save him from them?
right now he'd be in his house, yes. But
Is he still under house arrest or during they've taken him into custody?
I don't know.
He's a proven terrorist at this point.
He is a proven terrorist at this point, that's true. Here's the thing, though. If they're talking about it, even as a footnote, it's probably going to be public. And this Golden Company, they wear golden armor, for God's sake. They're not exactly wanting for keeping themselves, inconspicuous. They're probably wanting to make a spectacle out of it, to show the Harpers this is what happens when you cross them. Because as Redleaf shows us, the Harpers are an incredibly competent, very powerful force within the city. And if they can wipe out that Harper influence with a spectacle, then that will aid them greatly.
I agree.
I think that we turn their spectacle into our own spectacle.
Very well, but at this point, they hold power, both economic and social, within the city. I think we need to do this
All it takes,
anonymously.
to bring down anything is but a few good people.
I know. But you say we make this our own spectacle? I agree, but I think we should not do it under our own guises. I do not want to see this place brought down because of us. It would be an insult to a mother's memory.
I still like we should try to go for a meeting with Jarlaxle.
I think that might be for the best. If we can get Jarlaxle on our side before this happens. Is Jarlaxle involved with the Golden Company?
I thought
He leads them.
He's
Oh,
in
he
charge.
leads the Golden Company.
I thought we need Samuel to talk to Jarlaxle, right? Because he can.
Well,
Or did I understand it wrong?
my patron told me that he will grant us a boon. If we decide what we need from him, he will help us how he can in terms of securing this meeting, at least.
Oh. Okay. I see.
So there's that. The question is, would that be enough, or do we need Samuel's input as well?
Is the fact that Jarlaxle owns the Golden Company and leads it public knowledge?
I mean,
Because if it isn't, the general populace are probably loath to be lorded over by a crime boss, even one as dashing as Jarlaxle. So,
You found this through,
the Harpers, right?
yeah, you found out through the Harpers. It's not public knowledge. And funny how the Harpers are now a target.
Yes, so their word won't carry much weight.
no, the Harper's word won't carry much weight,
No.
but Jarlaxle's will. We haven't decided a meeting place, have we?
No,
The-
we have not
should.
approached him yet.
Slightly out from the docks
Right.
on boats.
Yes.
Is what our original plan was.
Mhm.
Yes.
But what if we do it in the main square of Waterdeep?
I mean, the risk is obviously Jarlaxle could hide any number of henchmen within the surrounding buildings, walls. We could be
Well,
up
we're not
against-
there to fight him.
I mean, I can see it ending up playing out that way. I can see
Oh,
him
no.
attempting to initiate our arrest, our
Hmm.
immediate execution.
We're there to let him confess that he leads the Golden Company to the amassed peoples of Waterdeep in its largest people's gathering.
I mean, I'm with you, but what can we do to force him to confess? He's not just some petty criminal. He won't be so easily persuaded.
We do it in such a way where we make him think he's not in the main square of Waterdeep.
I see. So maybe he thinks we're on a boat in the dock.
I'm not sure we can go that far. There has to be some way to out him as the leader. I'm not sure.
Is that important? We need to talk to him to find out if he knows that he's possessed or controlled by a demon, right?
Yes.
And
the
that it's
original
for the demon. I don't care for the puppet. I want to go after the puppeteer.
This
Right.
is true. The Golden Company is a means to an end. We
But-
want the information on this demon.
If whatever happens, we need to make sure that this Golden Company goes away as well. Because demon or no demon, they control Waterdeep as it currently stands.
Yes, but if we topple the kingpin, the rest of the pawns will follow, and if they don't, then we just help clean up.
Or a new kingpin stands in their place.
Well, if the Golden Company is currently being propped up by the power of a demon, I feel removing that power would have quite a large repercussions further than just losing their leader.
In my experience, it helps if you start cutting up a snake from the head down and not from the tail end up. Not yours. Yours is fine.
That's true.
I like snakes.
The question is are we dealing with a snake or with a hydra?
Depends on
What is
the-
a hydra?
Imagine it is a snake with legs, where every time you cut off one head, two grow back.
That sounds very unpleasant. Well, how tall is this snake with the legs? And the
Oh,
many heads?
very tall, very large. It's a very dangerous creature.
So as large as sandworms?
Yes.
I don't know what a sandworm is, but I'd say so, yes.
Okay.
4
You
thumps, hammer at the door.
Hold on, everyone. I will make my way to the door.
Open up! Golden Company!
We have
Excuse
company and it is golden.
I open the door. How may I help you?
We have a reason to believe that we've got Harper sympathisers in here. We want to come in and have a look around. I've got a warrant.
How dare you? As if I would ever sympathise with anyone who holds any ill will against our great city. That's quite the insult.
We know damn well that the known terrorist Samil used to hang out here, and we've seen the alleged Red Death flying around the city close to this rooftop.
You say
Like I
Wait.
say, I've got a warrant.
Samael was a
I'm just
terrorist.
immediately gonna go invisible.
So
Samael,
wait, you mean the fop who used to come here and attempt to buy drinks for all my female patrons?
oh,
I
yes,
shouldn't
we
fear,
we-
madam, or you, sir. If
just used to swindle him out of as much gold as we could.
yeah, well, so long as that is the case, then you've got nothing to worry about. The innocent are always innocent, unless there is, some sort of evidence to say otherwise. A simple look
Fine.
around.
Please enter my establishment.
I would like to try to stealth outside.
Please
I
make
hope-
me a stealth roll.
I hold the door for them as they come in.
As I'm invisible, I have advantage. 26.
Yep, you stealth away nicely.
Okay.
As once happened, I will shut the front door behind me, and I stand in front of it with my back to it, and I lock the door behind me.
Ooh, we John Wick in this.
I'm going to cast disguise self on me.
Can you do that without dropping concentration?
See, myself. Yes, I can.
It would, but when you cast a spell, invisibility drops.
That's fine. I'm gonna disguise self, and I'm going to be this kind of like mockery of like the Golden Company guys that I just saw.
Okay. Oh, I mean, you saw the guys outside the library quite frequently, so you could take one of those.
All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna knock on the door. Toof, 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 toof. Open up, Golden Company.
I unlock the door and I open it.
It's like, I have a warrant to search this residence.
Your friends are already here.
I heard
By
there
all
was some
means,
piss
try.
ants about. And I just turn to the group, and I just immediately just wave at them, and just like, so I have a question for the rest of you. Are you called the Golden Company because you constantly piss yourselves? And I'm just gonna turn around and just drop my shorts and moon them.
Well, roll initiative, please, everyone.
I was trying to lead them away because I'm gonna start like running down the street.
I mean, you can do that on your turn, but if they manage to stab you in the arse first, that
Here I was, trying to track them. I want hostages.
19.
19!
Ooh, 17. Okay, so let's see who's got the highest initiative. It looks like Chorus.
If that's the case, I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna just take my hand, just wrap it around my ass, and just do this, and then just dash. And then I'm going to use my cunning action on my bonus to also dash another 30 feet, so 90 feet down the road. Come on, you piss ants!
You dash 90 feet down the road. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So next will be Tazzy's turn.
I see this happen, and I say, sorry, Redleaf. Slam the door, and I cast Sleep at level 5. Which is 13 D8s worth of hit points of people. I don't suppose I can use, like, because it's obviously you're rolling this number, I don't suppose using advantages or 20s comes in for any of this.
No, it'll just be rolling the number, I'm afraid.
Let's just roll the number and see what happens, guys. Either way, we've got this. It's fine.
13d8, jeez.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man, that was an awful roll.
That is an absolutely atrocious roll. I'm afraid not a single Golden Company member falls asleep from that.
Jeez.
Well,
There's only 3 of them, you know.
Only 3 of them, you
And
said.
that's it's not split amongst all of them equally, is it?
Yeah.
So they've all got at least 45 hit points.
Yeah.
Well, now we know. That was a reconnaissance turn, and I don't think I've got any bonus actions I can make because we don't do bonus action cantrips, do we?
No.
No. Okay. I think
Okay,
that's everything I can do.
so you've locked and bolted the door and then tried to cast a...
No. I just closed the door because I assumed I didn't have time to lock it in as an action as well as casting.
Okay,
So
so you've
Shut
just
it in horror, essentially.
closed the door, okay, and then you've tried to cast a spell on them. Important fact, the sleep spell, if someone casts it on someone, do they know it has been cast?
I have no idea. Let's have a look.
What's the components of a sleep spell?
Ah. It's a pinch of fine sand, rose petals, or a cricket. But I thought that's why you have.
No, the SMV bits.
Oh, it's all 3.
Because if it's somatic components, it has to be large,
Yes.
obvious movements.
Yeah, it's probably pretty obvious.
Yeah. So, they're gonna sort of draw their swords and be like, "Oh, a trap, eh?"
I was trying to lead them out and away.
I want them.
She's a magic user. Get her, and they're going to lunge forward and try to attack Tazzy.
Oh no, that's horrible. What do I do?
Unfortunately, so. Whoops. That's not quite true. Don't worry about that. But does the 7 hit you?
Sorry, I got so many tabs. A 7 does not hit me.
Oh, and actually, looking at it, we've got tons of advantages and stuff, so I'm going to use an advantage on my next attack with this person. Does a 19 hit you? Well, 20 hit you.
Yes, it will. And as it hits me and I'm going to take the damage, I will go, oops, and I will use Misty Escape.
Okay, so that's 10 piercing damage. Can you explain to me what Misty Escape does?
So the sword or whatever the weapon is, I assume it's a sword. Fashion will slash in Tazio, and just goes, oh gosh, and just goes into this kind of faint kind of smoke.
In mechanical terms, you teleport away and invisible to your next turn.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So they will turn with their swords drawn and face Rapture and Falja. What's going on in this place?
Witchcraft.
Puts his hands up. I have no idea.
And Falja.
It's not my place. How would I know?
All right. I think you two better come with us.
I don't think so.
Just for a bit of questioning. You've not done nothing wrong. You weren't casting magic or flailing your arse at us.
All right, I'm fine with a bit of questioning.
I look at Rapture. You sure?
Oh, positively.
There are not so many of them.
And I want to get up and be like, right, where are we doing this questioning then?
You can come back to our estate in the Golden Company reserves. Shan't be long. Falja, you will need to leave your egg here.
Alone?
So they don't know about the ogre downstairs yet, but they are intending to do a thorough search of the place. They have a warrant after all.
There are just 4 of them, right?
3 of them in the room currently.
3 of them.
Are we still in initiative order here?
Possibly.
You know what?
All right, whose turn is it right now?
Maybe we started on the wrong foot. Forja says and casts Charm Person on the one doing the
As I said,
talking.
you both rolled the same, so I guess if Falja's taking the initiative, we'll just go Falja first, then you Rapture if you're cool with that.
See,
By
I
the
was-
way, don't forget that he has a couple of nat ones that we can use against him.
Oh, I'm aware.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Uh,
Disadvantage maybe? He has so many disadvantages.
I have some
I-
disadvantages in that one, yeah.
I was about to cast Hypnotic Pattern on them as well.
Oh yeah, okay. Let me try first. I have my spiky crown on that gives
You
me advantage
do.
on the charisma things. So I'm going to look at him with my molten looking eyes and cast Charm Person on the one speaking to us.
Okay.
After all, we're such good friends, aren't we?
And the save I need to make is?
Let me check. I believe it
I think
is
it's wisdom.
a
I thought-
wisdom. Yeah, I do think so. Yeah, wisdom saving throw. And my DC is 17.
Oh, how many people does it affect?
Only one person.
The person you tried to charm is charmed.
As you can tell, we are perfectly harmless, my friend, aren't we?
They seem harmless enough, don't they? What?
We are just guests here,
Yeah, they're just guests here.
enjoying a bit of dinner.
See, they're just enjoying a bit of dinner. Why are you saying whatever she says?
I have that effect on some men.
Rapture, the other two are extremely suspicious of this one Golden Company member suddenly becoming friendly with Falja.
I'm going to step over next to the door and go as if I'm going to go to open it, but cast Arcane Lock on it. So
Okay.
it's magically locked to all but us 5.
Okay.
But you 5. That's important information. Good.
Yeah. And I'm just going to pretend like I'm trying to open the door and it won't come open. I'm like, the door doesn't seem to want to open.
Oh,
Eh?
how curious.
Please make me a performance check.
Ooh, I'm good at these. I'm waiting for the natural one here. Where's performance?
I'm not going to call it on you.
Oh, no, I meant me rolling the natural one.
Well, if you like, you could spend 2 advantages to make that 26.
Yeah, go on then.
Don't remove that camera. No, just remove the advantage. Thank you. So, yeah, you perform the roll 26. The other two are like, what do you mean it's not going to open?
You can come try it for yourself. It just won't open.
The other one comes over and...
It's not locked.
Oh, there's witchcraft going on in here. I knew it. We need to get the Golden Company down here. We need to burn this place to the ground.
I burn it to the ground.
Yeah, magic. It's banned since all the wild magic surges have been going off, killing everyone.
Oh, I know, it's awful, isn't it? It's I've seen people falling from the sky and that flying bird going around. Everything. It's terrible. It's terrible. Terrible. Well, right now we don't. Look, in ages past, before all of this happened, I used to read into magic a bit myself. I haven't done it in some time, I promise you, but I know that this sort of spell goes away if you just leave it for some time. And I assure you that right now it seems like everyone who was trying to hurt you is gone. So we can just, if we just hold out here for a bit, it should open, and then we can go and get people here and sort it out properly.
Because you did not come here to hurt us, did you? I asked my friend.
You can conduct your search while we're waiting.
Seems reasonable. And one of them sort of takes off his helmet and says, I'm terribly sorry to bother you two with this. I didn't realise. I think those other two are definitely vagrants, though. How do you know them?
Well, I believe one of them is the owner and the other one is just a patron. I've seen them here a couple of times. I had no idea that such a terrible place was being served, though.
I think that is sometimes alcohol, right? The burning water affects people like that when they drink too much of it.
I think it does, yes.
So now I ask the party, are we still in initiative order? Are we still making combat?
I mean, I am.
I mean, I think we'll know when
Because
Hazel
I
is.
have no idea that this is going on.
Haziel's still here. She's just invisible as well, aren't you?
Uh-huh. In which case, then, I guess we will take it back around to Redleaf's turn.
Okay, so I've ran 90 feet.
You have.
No one's following me.
No one's following you. Taziel just closed the door behind you.
Trying to think what to do. Hold on. I'm gonna use my action and my dash to get back to where I was. I'm probably going to use disguise self again, but as an older Golden Company figure. If I've seen a captain or something, or like a higher officer, I'd probably pretend to be them. And I bang on the door.
It won't open. There's some sort of magic afoot.
And Red Leaf is just going to be like, "What do you mean? There's magic afoot. This is Captain."
Captain.
For court, let me in. What nonsense is this? I have a warrant. Sorry, I can't say it for some reason.
We can't open the door. Try yourself.
Try to open the door.
Yeah, it'll open, won't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it'll open.
Looks unlocked to me. Who are you all? State your names.
They look at you suspiciously, having just had a golden company and just moments ago and waggle the finger between their arse cheeks at them. They're a little suspicious. So can you please make me a deception roll? And we will...
And I will use this with advantage as I say, like, I said I want your names. Line up and present yourselves.
Strong deception. There's always a chance of a nat 20. Especially when I've got some banked.
Listen, if you use a nat 20, I'll make you use a nat 1 so you have to roll.
Tell me, are you part of original Golden Company or Brigand Death?
One insight check him. Because I want to see if there's like a tell that he has when he says either one that would indicate which one I should be answering.
Yeah, insight check him.
14.
On a 14, difficult to say. He sort of says, he pronounces Brigand Death a lot better than I can.
I'm going to look at him with a stare. I'm going to go up to him, get right up in his face, and say, do you question your superiors like this on a constant basis?
No, sir. He stands straight. My elven name's Jill.
Good. I'll be reporting you to Gerlaxo for this. You and your company. Now, what is going on here? I came to inspect this place. Why are you here?
Commander of the Brigand F sent us to inspect this place, having seen a bunch of weird magical things happening around here recently. Samil's line of questioning. And we just found 2 people who are acting very suspiciously, one of which is allegedly the owner of this tavern. We can come out of... I think at this point we can come out of combat.
Yeah. I'm going to turn to the group.
When do I pop up?
Which one?
Now, I guess. It would have been your turn next, so I guess we come out of combat as you appear behind Redleaf, I guess.
In that case, I will slump down to the floor, like, something's in my head, something was in my head, what's happening?
What's wrong with her?
See, this is one of the ones that was using magic. This place needs to be burned to the ground. I reckon it's full of demons.
Demons?
Ooh. Are they in front of me right now or behind me?
They're in front of you, I imagine.
All right, let's go. Demons. Oh, that's absolutely what is that back there? And cast major image and make a giant demonic creature appear behind them.
I'm going to go along with this and try to help him out and just be like, men to arms!
As this is happening, I would be activating Radiant Consumption and looking very possessed as my eyes start blasting light.
So 2 of them turn to face the demon. One turns to face Tazzy and is like, Have a look at that, sir!
I whispered to Rapture, do we capture them to question them now, or are we killing them? I'm so confused.
We only need one.
I'm gonna turn to that one.
We need all three of them.
Said that just quickly, just like grab her and the rest and get out of here. Make sure they're outside. Keep them under lock and key. Me and the rest of the men will deal with this creature.
So hang on a minute. Who are you commanding to grab who?
I'm confused.
The guy that was like, take a look at that, sir.
None of them can get outside.
I know the door is open.
Oh.
And just like, well, yeah, the door is open. I'm trying to get him to leave with the group and have them shut, and I'll shut the door so that you guys have an ambush spot while you deal with him.
Okay, so you're trying to get the one to leave. Okay, so give me let's. I feel like he can have another pop at trying to see through your deception. A 19.
I want them to leave.
Please give me another deception check, as we're pulling a lot of bullshit here.
I'm using an advantage again.
Yeah, all right.
25.
So he believes you. He's gonna try and grab hold of Tazzy. Now, Tazzy, if we go back into combat, it would be your turn. So I guess it's in your hands what happens next, as this guard tries to grab you.
I say, don't let the demons get into your head, and I will cast Crown of Madness. And I would like to use, I would like to give you disadvantage on the saving throw.
Why, yes, of course you can.
Thank you.
As I hastily grab the spell. I saw a tweet just the other day saying, oh, 1 second, let me just look that up. It said every DM ever.
I also need to look up radiant consumption while we're doing this. Because he's going to take some damage.
Okay, so he only rolls a 10.
Yeah, that doesn't pass.
So, failing to pass, the creature becomes charmed by you. So this is a second person charmed. A twisted crown of jagged iron appears on its head, and madness glows in its eyes. It must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself you mentally choose.
Yes, indeed.
So now, here's the next question, because Redleaf is the closest person to you. Rapture will know that Redleaf is Redleaf because Redleaf was able to open the door. So they must know that it was either Redleaf or Dave. Both can use disguise self. You've seen them both do it. Would Tazzy know?
Unless there has been some cue given, or someone shouts was a reaction.
Tazio would have seen if Tazzy was next to the door.
That's true.
She would have seen me cast Arcane Lock. Because it's not like subtle.
So assumedly then you would be able to tell. Perhaps we could have some sort of let's go back into the past a little bit and just have a little perception check there to see if you spotted it.
Okay. Percepzione. Sorry, skip the right. There we go. And I will use advantage for this because I really don't want to start attacking my friends. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
And this is perception. Okay. Dirty 20?
Dirty 20. Lovely. So you are aware that Redleaf is the closest person and Redleaf is Redleaf. The other two are turning to try and attack this major image that Rapture has casted.
Okay.
Anything else? Yes, on your turn?
I guess I would, with the Crown of Madness, I would be directing. I would choose for the maddened entity to attack the non-charmed remaining member of the party, and at the end of my turn. Yeah, at the end of my turn, anyone within 10 feet of me is gonna take 5 radiant damage. Sorry.
Within how many feet?
10 feet. Which should probably just be the guy trying to grab me.
I don't know. 10 feet's quite a way.
2 squares on an average map.
Yeah.
True.
Most pubs aren't. You know, maybe it might be a little bit bigger.
Ours is a large establishment.
Yours is a large
We
establishment.
have a tree growing in the middle of it.
We have 5 stories.
You do have 5
I
stories.
thought we only had 2.
No.
5 stories for 5 stars.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got 2 modern Canaan stars.
Okay. So, Tazil erupts in flame. I reckon
Morgan Home of Homes.
Rapture is probably out of the way then. Red Leaf standing close to this guard. I guess you would get hit with it. Falja, where do you see yourself? Are you still at the table?
Yes, Fauja is standing at the table looking very confused because both she and I are confused. I thought we tried to get them into the cellar like we did with the assassin to question them.
I
But
reckon
now there's weird stuff going on, so she's standing there with this puzzled expression. Like,
I reckon Falja is also immune then. This person turns to the other guard. The 2 guards are going to take the 5 hit points of damage as well as Tazil. Tazil, not Tazil. You are Tazil, as well as Redleaf. And he's going to attack one of them.
Yes.
I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge as my reaction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
you've definitely seen Tazzy do this before, so.
I'm just like... I still get hit with like 2 damage though.
I'm going to spend 2 advantage to make that second one a hit. He hits and does 10 piercing damage. 10 piercing damage, very... Yeah, no, it is rolling right. Strange. So that's 10 piercing damage on the first guard. The guard turns, being stabbed by his friend, and buffets away his second attack, and sort of turns to Redleaf at the beginning of his turn and says, "I'm telling you, we're all going to go mad. We just need to kill everyone." Look, he's got a horned crown on his head.
End them. I will deal with the demon myself. Come, beast. And I'm just gonna like charge at it.
Not your turn yet, but excellent.
Yeah,
You didn't give them any commands. So they are going to try and, first of all, knock out their friend. One of them's going to try and knock out their friend. The other one's going to try and knock out Tazzy, who is burning them, literally. I'm going to use an advantage on my first attack.
Okie dokie.
Against the other... No, against Tazzy, yeah. Does a 22 hit you?
Oh, yes.
Please take 6 piercing damage. I think I'll use a nat 20 on my next one.
Wherever the wound is opened up, there's just light pouring out of that as well.
Yeah. So the nat 20 will give you another 20 piercing damage.
Oh, nice.
Then the second one will attack its friend. I'll use another advantage. On a 22, that's going to hit. Does 6 piercing damage to your corrupted friend there. And second attack, we'll use the other nat 20. So we get another 20 piercing damage. And I believe he gets a chance to try and break your spell again. No, on your subsequent turns, you must use your action to maintain control. Also, the target can make a wisdom saving throw at the end of each of its turns. So, here we go. End of his turn, he makes a wisdom saving throw. 9.
Nope.
And I've managed to use all of my advantages in nat 20s, so... There you go, guys. Don't worry, be happy. Back to the... No, wait, not to the top of the round. Next is Falja.
I guess we are attacking now. So I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to... is one of the guards that is not charmed by me at the moment close by? Close enough for me to spew fire at them?
Yeah. Yeah, by all means.
So I'm going to step around my friend, the charmed one, and I will hold on to the charm person spell, and I would like to flavor my spell because due to our level up, the produce flame cantrip has gotten way stronger. So instead of just having her hands erupt in fire and throwing that, she's going to basically vomit this torrent of fire at that poor guard standing in front of her. So let's see if I'm going to hit. 16, does that hit?
A 16 does hit, yes.
So that's 20 points of fire damage. As she's.
To which one? The one that is not crowned, right?
That's not. Yes, the one that's not crowned or not charmed by me.
Uh-huh. And your charm spell, does it maintain?
Yes, because I hold concentration.
You hold concentration.
This is
Perfect.
not a concentration spell, the produce flame.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else that you'd like to do?
I mean, the Dave and the egg are not here, right? So,
Well-
if there's any other way out of this room, I would like to step in front of it so they can't leave.
The egg is downstairs.
It's downstairs. Okay. So, and the room has been locked, so no one else can open it. So they are trapped in here with us, right? Okay. Okay. I'm pulling my friend, the guard, to the side. My friend, this is very dangerous. Let's step.
He's the
Step
only
back,
one actually who
honestly.
hasn't entered combat. Well, he has. He tried
Yeah.
to stab Tazzy. Actually, that's a good point. Doesn't attacking him...
I don't attack him, so I mean.
No,
let
but
me
Tazzy
check.
did. He took damage. Doesn't that mean he makes a save then? Maybe I shouldn't have made an attack against Tazzy.
Let's see. Oh, you or your companions do anything harmful to it. So if did Tazzy attack him? Yeah, because of the fire, right? That's
yeah.
erupting out of him. Okay, then.
Yeah. So the spell has ended now.
Yeah, looks like it.
Good, good.
And it knows they were charmed by you.
And they know they were charmed.
Oh yeah, friend.
You! Okay, so next then will be Rapture's turn.
All right. I am just going to reach out a hand, and as I pull the illusion away, dispelling the illusion, I just say, "Oh, my friends, it's not the demons you need to worry about. It's the devil." And then I will cast Hold Person across all three of them with a 5th level Hold Person. So there's a Wisdom saving throw on all of them.
Oof. And what am I trying to beat?
It's 17.
That's one match. One epic fail. 2 fails and 1 match.
All right. How do you do matching?
I believe a match is a spell save DC, so I believe a match is a success, right? For a DC?
Yes. Yeah, I just didn't know if you did it any differently. Yeah, so two of them fail and are frozen in place for a minute. And the demon isn't there anymore.
It's gone! Men!
The 2 of them are frozen in place. The last one is now panicking, ignoring your orders, even if you were to give them. It is your turn, Redleaf. How do you proceed?
I want to knock him out. It's like, you! What are you doing?
Since you are a friend, I'll give you a sneak attack.
Yes, please. I would like to use my nat 20 on that.
Okay.
So I double my rapier damage. Oh, well,
There you go.
I mean, yeah. So that's going to be 11 plus ND6.
Non-lethal, yeah?
Yeah, non-lethal.
Oh, you knock this guy to the floor. He's out. The other 2 are frozen. This guy's out.
All right.
I guess that would pop us out of combat for the 3rd time.
Does taking any damage in any way whatsoever break the hold?
No.
In that case,
For a minute, they are paralyzed.
in that case, I guess I limp over to them. How close are they to each other?
Fairly close.
I just put an arm over each of their shoulders.
Their eyes are turning in their heads.
Now then,
What do we do with them?
welcome to our fine establishment. You'll be sleeping here tonight, and we'll see you in the morning.
Yes, you will be guests.
And I give them each
No,
a kiss on the cheek.
And let's not them out.
Hazzy, I was trying to do this thing with the whole mooning thing. I was
Yeah,
trying to
we-
leave them out. I was trying to do this whole like bit, and
We do need to work on that, don't we? But
Yeah.
teamwork. But that's all right. It's
Yes.
all right.
Worked in the end.
If we are a warband, then we need, I don't know. I was not sure when to attack or not.
Why
so
do you
I felt
say
charmed.
warband all the time?
Oh.
Why
Because
don't
you always
just-
get that weird look like someone put a knot into your panties when we say family.
Look, they said they were going to burn down my home. I wasn't all right with that.
Yeah, I can totally understand that. But
They
then it
just-
looked like we wanted to question them, so I tried to be not Bernie. And then, yeah, next time I just will put a wall of fire in there and let them roast.
Yeah, look, we're
A
not
little
here
bit
to
extreme. A little bit extreme.
we're not here to kill them. So
I suppose not. And I will slightly painfully, because I've taken a bit of damage from myself now. I will drop radiant consumption. Like, ugh.
I need to.
Also,
I
that
need to
hurt.
question.
Ah.
We've probably had about 30 seconds of conversation right now. Are you guys going to do anything to these people before they
yeah,
drop out?
knock them both out.
Yes, tie them up.
Yeah, I have hurt them for a few turns by standing on them, but yes.
Yeah, knock them both out. Every melee attack against them, and for the duration of hold person is an auto crit. So just
Yes.
I could
Knock
sink
them
them
out.
in the floor.
knock them both out. Yes,
Or that.
yeah, knock them both out. Tie them up, and then we can put them in the wine cellar, echoing the first session.
We
As you
should
knock
not
them
forget
out,
them.
their armor drops. It is not golden. It is dark leather armor. Their skin is not so pale. It is the dark skin of drow. Their ears lengthen. One of them has a golden tooth.
I thought it was strange that none of them bloody fell asleep.
Well,
Ah!
We-
I just punch one of them. Just piss
we
off.
know perfectly how to make a spectacle now.
What does that mean?
It means that the Golden Company are not so radiant.
And that, I think, is where we will end this week's session.
Last line.
Oh, I was gonna ask them. It's like, so how do you see outside during the day? Like, how does that work for you?
Oh.
Is it just migraines all day? I guess that's why you are so
Oh,
cranky
ow.
all the time.
Ah, don't
Big
talk to me about
mood.
migraines. My head hurts so much, Red Leaf. I need to go lie down.
Okay. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Let's go around. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, and what your favourite part of today's session was. We'll go in reverse order, so we'll start with Stuart. I am Hadama. With the
Hi.
last line.
Yeah. Always going to get my one-liners in there. My name's Stuart. You can catch me everywhere right now. I am Hadama. After this campaign finishes, I'll be changing it. I just don't want Scrat to have to change the everything halfway through the campaign, all the overlays and everything. So
That's
you can
very
catch me
kind.
on Twitter. I am Hadama. I talk about role plays. I talk about game art, as by day I'm a games artist. And if you enjoy one-liners and want them to actually deal damage, there is a roleplay called Feng Shui 2, where you can play a maverick cop, and you do extra damage if you say a one-liner every time you shoot your revolver. And my favorite part of this week was the conversation about who's your daddy.
Thank you, Potato Hollow. I'll let you sort that out. Potato Hollow, they're sorting out our raid war cry. He'll be typing them out there. Please, when he's finished, put down your number for your vote. Next, we go round to Red Leaf.
Guys, I had a good time. Although I should mention that, should probably respect people's dads, especially when they're around.
Oh,
Don't bring
tougher
up
respect
super
for that.
sexual things that implies that someone's father has boned their friend multiple times.
Does Careless Whisper exist in this universe?
I think it's dissonant whispers, isn't it? But same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Still hurts.
I think whenever you meet an Eladrin, you should respect them. You should treat them with the utmost care and respect that they deserve.
I did when we first met.
And I think that their fathers are a subject that is both private and personal.
It's very personal.
Something to think about, chat, when you were sitting there making your raid calls. I swear to God, it's all ones, and I hate them so much for it. I'm Cross RPG. You can find me on Twitch and on Twitter at Koros RPG. When I'm not on Wizards and Wardrobes on Sundays, I run a sword and sorcery campaign for Soulbearer RPG on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and starting in December on the 13th. I'm going to be on Grimjack's channel, where I'm going to be playing a lawful good Oath of Redemption Paladin. I can't wait for y'all to see what that's like, because we're going to be playing Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and it's going to be quite the game. I love how that is shaping up, but that's all for me.
Fantastic. Next around, we have Talinia or Rachel. Oh, hi.
Hi. Obviously, as you know, I am Rachel. My favorite part of today's session. I mean, there were so many. I'm going to avoid going for the easy options, and I'm going to say that I do really enjoy the Red Leaf shenanigans, even if they may have had rather adverse consequences, as did Raptures and Vouchers. But yeah, it was still fun watching everyone's downtime. That was really good. So yeah, I am at Talinir on Twitter. You can find me on Mondays over at the channel Blood on the Thames, playing Vampire the Masquerade, and it's really exciting because we had a guest player from White Wolf came to join us yesterday, and they will be coming back as well. So if you're curious about VTM, come along, check us out. It's hilarious. It's basically Faulty Towers crossed with what we do in the shadows. It's ridiculous. And I also, I'm an artist. I do a lot of design and kind of commission artwork for D&D characters, which I love doing. I've worked a bit with Scrap and Alice lately, which has been amazing. It was really good fun. And yeah, I guess that's probably it. Love today's session. Thank you so much, as always, for having me here.
Thank you, guys. So, last but most certainly not least, we have the fabulous Tahina. Oh, hi, Tahina.
Hey there. I'm Tahina. You can find me on Twitter at Tahina_Andale. Or you can find me over at the Mage College, where my good friend Archmage Derek and his lovely wife Kenna and I create content for D&D 5th edition. This Sunday we release the Elder Dragon Warlock. And I think today went the art version of the character for your Anya on sale over at DMS Guild. And in December, we will release Golden Ice Guide to Warlock with lots of additional choices for Warlock subclasses and stuff. And when I'm not rolling dice over here, then you can see me, I think you can see me online next Monday over at Goldheart Gaming, where I play Ella, my halfling cleric rogue, my little trickster. And my favorite scene today, I really like the whole daddy conversation. But my favorite was the bringing Rapture up to speed about what happened the last few days, because it was so confusing and it was hilarious. And but step back. So many questions.
I still don't fully know what actually happened the last two sessions, but I feel like that works.
Yeah.
It was beautiful in its own way.
We forgot to mention to Rapture that Red Leaf is now half Lich right now.
Oh yeah.
I was there for that.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah.
We just haven't fixed it yet.
Mm-hmm. You're just on a very radical diet.
I did consider picking up negative energy pulse for precisely that reason.
I also would like to suggest that every time Rapture is breaking the fourth wall, we play the reasonings, breaking the fourth wall in the background.
A good performer always knows when to break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
So you guys, that just leaves me. Here are my social.
Make sure to check Charlie out as well. She couldn't join us this week.
Yes,
But-
indeed.
Frost from Fire. Go give her all your love. You all know her. You all love her. Her name's Charlie. She's on pretty much everything. She's on Encounter Roleplay. She's on Scratch. She's DMing on Scratch channel as well every Monday at the same time slot this is on for The Jury, which is a Call of Cthulhu campaign. Charlie is amazingly suited to Call of Cthulhu, so go watch that. Everything else Charlie does, she's on Grimjack's channel. She's everywhere. She's wonderful. Go give her all your love.
Yes, definitely. Probably by far the best Wild Magic Surge DM we have on the channel, the Wild Magic Surge sorceress herself, who has been hanging out in chat today. Thank you so much for being here, Charlie. And yeah, great like promo as well. Let's do it. That was fitting. Now it just leaves me social links. Guys, go and check them out. We've got Discord, we've got YouTube, we've got Twitter. The Twitter, send me a DM. I've got 40 games coming up between the 23rd of December and the 4th of January. Go and check them all out. I'll get you in one if you send me a DM. YouTube and Discord also. Discord for community, YouTube for catching up. We have a Patreon. Please check out our Patreon. We've got I didn't put the exclamation mark in. We've got exclusive and non-exclusive content on there. We've got articles that you can go and look at for free, and we also have some exclusive like sound bits and things like that in behind the scenes, so please do check it out. What else have we got? We've got merchandise. Yeah, you can slap the logo on pretty much anything these days, including clocks, portfolios, wall hangings, tapestries, you name it, or jumpers and shirts if you want to be boring. We also have two sponsors in the form of Bird and Storm Publishing. Bird and Storm Publishing, their t-shirts and mugs, the proceeds go to charity, so please consider supporting them. They'll be bringing us some content in the new year. And also Mage Hand Press, every Thursday at 1 PM EST, we play the Mage Hand Press's Dark Matter 5e Space Expansion. If that sounds like something that would interest you, please go and check it out. We're also giving away a copy of the Dark Matter Alpha if we hit our weekly costs goal by the end of the week. It was released last Thursday. We're giving away a PDF because it's not actually available in print yet. But I'm sure that will be a future thing that we give away too. That is all of the things. Also, thank you very much. Shout out to Archmage Derek, who's been helping me behind the scenes with stat blocks and things like that. We've not seen any in play yet, but I'm sure they will come soon. Thank you very much, Derek. We will head over, I think, to... Do you know what? Kent Weebs. Kent Weebs is on the show on Thursday, and at the moment he's playing some Final Fantasy X, and that sounds like my idea of a good time. Thank you very much, Potato Hollow, for sorting out the raid cry for us.
No, that's not the raid call. No.
The people have spoken, I'm afraid. That's,
No.
Oh, yes.
No.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Off we go to Kent Weebs.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
I'm sorry,
I
Conrad.
see you in chat. Don't you do it.
There's no other way.
Keep on evoking emotions, everyone. We'll see you next
Don't-
week. Bye.
No, don't do it.
Bye.
Don't do it.
You
I swear to
do
God.
it.
Don't.